I'm just doing some reaction live streaming right now. We are reacting to a few things that YouTube keep recommending me. The first reaction video is titled "This Charlie Kirk video is going viral right now. Here's why." From the Jimmy Dore Show. If you're new to my channel, Learn with Nia Show, I'm Nia. Hi. I'm your sister, I'm your friend, I'm your host here in this amazing channel. We're here to tell it like it is. We don't sugarcoat. We're telling the truth and nothing but the truth. Facts, evidences, proof, and we're speaking up. We're not shutting our mouth anymore. Okay? Listen up. You better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Thank you so much.
You better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Now, if you talk to Mikey McCoy's pastor father, he'll tell you to shut up. Stop asking questions. What are you doing asking questions? Just accept what Cash Patel tells you.
Shut up and just be quiet.
So he asked this, why is this clip going viral? And it's a clip of Charlie Kirk. And I guess it's getting a lot of play all of a sudden today.
Because Ian Carroll's anti-Semitic? Is that why, Jimmy?
They want you to just remain quiet, remain silent, and just accept whatever BS, whatever crap they're feeding you without you investigating, questioning, asking questions, doing your own homework, and finding out the truth for yourself. We are being sheeple. Goodness me. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Society, we need to do better, okay? It's time for the resistance.
Probably. Let's listen to what this clip is.
I'm going to continue to ask the question. A 20-hour response in a country the size of New Jersey. That begs a big explanation. And more importantly, America is significantly underwriting the Israeli government $4 billion a year. We as American taxpayers...
So what he's saying is a 20-hour response time on October 7th. That's what he's talking about. On a country the size of New Jersey. What's that, Kurt?
Just under a full day.
Yeah, just under a full day. So that's his question.
I'm going to continue to ask the question. A 20-hour response in a country the size of New Jersey. Exactly. That begs a big explanation.
And so why does that beg a big explanation? Because
that's the voice of Charlie Kirk before he passed away. You see, he was smart near the end. He started asking questions. He started wondering maybe what these Muslims are talking about. Maybe there's some truth. He started really realizing he was wrong. And this is what you have to do. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nia-ma. You can call me Nia, and I'm here to expose the people that need to be exposed and to remind you to continue doing your research and your own homework, and don't listen just because they're shoving it into your face and telling you, yes, this is it. Don't just listen and believe. There's a lot of deceptions nowadays. And we knew that. Muslims were told and warned when the Quran started being revealed by God back in the 7th century in Arabia. God told us and warned us that in the distant future, there will come a time when the human beings will tell lies and do a lot of corruption on land and in the sea. They will come up with truth, but false narratives. Pay attention and be wise and be careful. Yeah, we were told. We Muslims knew everything that's happening right now around the world, in society, in this world. We knew about it, Muslims, and we've been telling people and warning non-Muslims for decades. And non-Muslims finally now are speaking up, are realizing all the lies and the deception. And they're even making memes with the Lego. Have you watched the Lego? Iran Lego? It's truth and fact. Finally, people are really realizing. Muslims were really speaking up and telling the truth all along. Listen, this is Jimmy Dore Show. This is Jimmy's talking.
That implicates Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government being in on, as what we all said. They funded Hamas.
Yes, they funded Hamas. Hold on, somebody say something. Welcome to the stream. Hey, artist Dudley. Oh, he say hello, beautiful Rose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I accept the compliment. Thank you so much. Big shout out to artist Dudley. We're doing reaction live streaming today. I just wanted to do reaction live stream with you guys. Get to say hi to my YouTube family and just sharing with you what YouTube's been recommending on my feed.
They gave a stand down order. They knew this attack was coming for over a year. As the New York Times revealed, they had the plans.
Yeah.
So what they did was they kind of staged this so they could use this as almost like a false flag, so they could then go wipe out Gaza and take over Gaza and the West Bank.
Exactly. False flag. They always create different problems here and there, and then they come up with, oh, we have the solutions. While meanwhile, they're taking away every little bit of our human rights and freedoms. So they create the chaos. They come up with these wars, illegal wars, and disputes and coup, And foreign governments, foreign countries, they go and don't mind their business. American politicians, crooks, corrupt leaders, so-called leaders. And then they tell you, oh, these people, they are being terrorized by their own people. They are being slaughtered and persecuted by their own regime. We need to go and save them. We need to go and help them. But it's true, there are people that are doing bad stuff, that are being evil in their own countries. But they make it so crazy. They make it like how they twist things and exaggerate, okay? They might have some issues in certain countries, but down they go and make it. Excuse me, I'm about to burp. The burp is trying to come. I have to charge my phone before we get disconnected. Like Jimmy just said, they create all these, even when they came up with the ISIS, they created that that group and came to the world by saying, yes, the Muslims did this. They create all these problems because they are planning for the arrival of their Messiah, the Antichrist. And we Muslims been told and warned over 1400 years ago to be ready for this, because a group of people, so-called leaders of the world, will come together around the table and discuss how they are going to massacre, murder, destroy lives, Muslims, as we are seeing right now in Palestine. Anyways, let's continue reading. Watching. Did you say something? Let me see. I think one of my mods is here. Hey, Juana, how are you? You can't get no super chat. Can we grow together? Yeah, we can grow together. Yeah, I don't think I'm big enough for accepting super chat. Juana, my amazing mod is here. Hi, baby. How are you? Yep. Juana says they create chaos and then act like they will solve it just to distract us from the important things in life. Exactly. I need to pin that one. Juana, you on the money. That's exactly the reality. Exactly it. She just said it. She summed it up. Yes. Glad you're doing fine, Juana. Artist Dudley say, just speak. Please read your text and communicate with your life. Please talk. That's what I've been doing. I'm eating, communicating with you guys, reading your comments, and we're doing a reaction live stream today. So you're going to listen some videos and I'm going to comment on it. And you also give me your feedback, exactly, while I'm having my dinner. It won't be a long live stream, but we're gonna have some fun because I'm here to educate you and help you. You know, people that support me here on my channel, I'm talking to you, and you want to also know the truth and the fact, and you want to grow and be a better person, live the best version of yourself, and still have a good life. But you need to also be aware of what's going inside your own country or in your community or in the city that you live. It's very important. Okay? Sorry, I'm eating with my left hand. Let me
So
get to my right
what
hand.
he's saying is it took them 20 hours to respond, which means they were in on this, that this was a plan. This wasn't an accident that they didn't know Hamas was going to attack them. They knew it. They funded it. They gave a stand down order and didn't respond for 20 hours.
Did
Oh, that's nice, Juana, that you're doing fine. Yes, exactly. They create the wars, they create distractions, they go and come up with all these false flag attacks, and then they blame it on someone else, just like what they did with 9/11. We know it's an inside job. We know that these people did that to their own population here, that they're ready to murder 3,000 people just to continue reaffirming their position. And we know their position clearly, clear as daylight. Their position is we put that state in Palestine as number one before the American people. Yeah, they've demonstrated where their allegiance is. The alliance is not to the American. Look what Trump said. He doesn't care about Americans struggling financially. He doesn't think. He goes to bed feeling amazing about himself and his new goals that he has achieved. And he doesn't give a crap about Americans struggling to pay for groceries, Americans struggling to pay rent. He doesn't care. He told you loud and clear. Why does he, as a president, create this war just to get away from the Epstein files? Yeah, you see what he did to Thomas Massey, because these people they don't want the truth to come out. But guess what? God is in charge. God will expose. You see how it has been happening with Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and all of them crooks, the part of the cabal, the part of all this wickedness.
Jimmy, did America have some deal with Israel of like a throw mama from the train situation? Like you do 9/11 for us and we'll help you at your killing your own people?
Maybe. Here we go.
Wow.
Importantly, America is significant.
I just mentioned 9/11 and this guy just said it. You see? Killing his own people. I'm watching this the first time with you guys. He just mentioned 9/11. Come on now. Come on now. Wake up, people. Wake up, please.
Significantly underwriting the Israeli government $4 billion a year. We as American taxpayers deserve answers to this. We deserve answers. Also, if we're going to get into a regional or world war based on an intel failure, we pay for this. What are we buying, right?
This was Charlie Kirk before he was assassinated. He started asking questions. That's what they do. You start asking questions, that's it. You're dead. You start asking questions, that's it. Look what they did to Malcolm X. Look what they did to Martin Luther King Jr. Look what they did to Marcus Garvey. Look what they do to anyone that want to speak up, that want to tell the truth, and that want to wake up people to what's really happening behind closed doors, behind the camera. Listen, when I used to feel sorry for certain people, I was very uneducated. I was ignorant. But once I woke up and I finally realized, no, I'm not going to feel pity for these people. No. Mm-mm. You have a brain. Nowadays, internet is so easy. Just go online and Google for yourself. Ask people that know. If you don't know something, ask those who know. It's very easy nowadays to find the truth. Do your research. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to look stupid. I made many mistakes. I trusted the wrong people. We learn. You can no longer make any excuses that you didn't know or you don't know. We live in a era of technology, advancement, AI, artificial intelligence. Soon it's going to be ASI, artificial super intelligent. You have no more excuses not to know. We live in a time of information. It's everywhere. You have your cell phone every day in your hand, almost 10 hours, 15 hours a day, you're on your phone. And there's a lot of resources out there. There's people that are telling you the truth and helping you really wake up and find out what's really going on in your own country. So there's no excuse. And he started questioning, he started asking questions, and they said, okay, this guy is going to give us a big problem. We need to eliminate him. And that's what they did. And they ended his life.
Right? I got smeared as a Jew hater, an anti-Semite, and conspiracy theorist because I said exactly what I just said. And I refused to back down despite all the smears thrown at me.
That was a real man right there. That day when he said that, Charlie Kirk, he refused to back down. Real men, that's what they do. They are not afraid to speak up and to tell the truth. Whoever doesn't care to listen, well, we don't care about them. They're irrelevant. They don't matter. We care about those people that are willing to listen, willing to learn. They want to be educated and they want to know what is really truly going on.
Because I learned during COVID. I learned when they told us that it came from a bat in the Himalayas. I learned when they told us the vaccine was safe and effective. I learned when they told us that ivermectin was horse paste. That
they come up with viruses, they spread it onto the sea, in the air with the chemtrails. They make us sick on purpose so we can go to the medical places and buy all those chemicals so the pharmaceutical companies can get richer and richer. It's billion dollars industry. Just like the prison, it's a business. It's all about profit. Wake up, people. Money, 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 money. Money rules the world, these people's world, because that's what they are. Money lovers. That's all they care about. Control, greed, profit, power, and enslaving the masses. People that want to be entertained. Are you entertained? Like the gladiators, I think it was. Yeah, just give them a baseball game, basketball game, some popcorn. Like, was it Kanye that said, free happy meals, free toys, and they be happy, they be okay. They will just be silent. Give them what they want, and they will stay quiet and don't even speak up and tell you our rights are being taken away one after the other, one by one. Our freedoms disappearing, and people just being acquiescing, being quiet, agreeing, not revolting, just obeying, obeying, obeying. Remember that movie 1984? Orson Welles, I think it was. Obey. That's what they want us to do. Just obey and shut up and don't say anything and don't question. Charlie Kirk questioned. He asked, questioned questions, and he passed away. But because they ended his life. But he wasn't afraid. When he started knowing the truth, he didn't keep quiet. He didn't keep quiet. And that's what you do when you're a truthful person. When you have integrity, you will say something. Just like when you see someone being abused right in front of your face, are you going to just walk away and mind your business like nothing's happening? That is your business. If you're in front of a crime, you see it happening in front of your eyes, you're going to say something. Because imagine someone that you care about, that you love, being abused, and you don't know about it. And someone walked in front of that person that you care about, and also they do the same, they walk away. How would you feel? You would want that person, that witness, to do something and save your loved one. It could be your mother, your sister, your daughter, your granddaughter, your cousin. It could be anyone that you care about. So do care about what's going around in your country, in your city, in your town, in your community, and say something. Speak up. I've been doing that for the past 20 years here on YouTube. Since 2009, I've been having a YouTube channel, but I've been speaking even before YouTube on my previous Facebook accounts, Instagram, Twitter, when I used to have Twitter. I'm always speaking up because I cannot stay quiet. I cannot stay silent in front of oppression and injustice. It's too difficult for me not to say something. I just can't help it. I need to speak up. I hate it. I hate it when somebody's being abused, regardless their skin color, regarding their religious background, regardless of their political views. I don't care. If I see you are being oppressed, you are being persecuted, I will open my mouth and say something. Alhamdulillah. Oh, Bobby is here. A long time. One of my mods. He's here. Assalamu alaikum, sister. Alhamdulillah. That means peace of God be upon you. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so nice to see you, Bobby. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Juana says, yep, us people need to start caring for one another. Yes, it's the lack of caring for each other. For not caring, like, I don't care. It's not happening to me, so what should I care? That is now the attitude of so many people. Like one person said that why there's so much evil around the world, because of the people that saw it and didn't say anything, showing that they don't care. As long as it's not in their background, in their backyard, well, that's not me. I don't care. Exactly. So you don't care. God is going to teach you a lesson, and God is going to show you. Oh, yeah, you don't care? Okay. No, we need to care.
That you better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Thank you so much.
You better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Now, if you talk to Mikey McCoy's pastor father, he'll tell you to shut up. Stop asking questions. What are you doing asking questions? Just accept what Kash Patel tells you.
No.
Just accept what the government says. What's
No.
wrong with you? You're a bad person. The Lord wants you to shut up. The Lord wants you to shut up.
He makes me laugh the way he said it. Oh my God. Let me not choke on this candy. That's what I'm having right now. I went to the store before I broke my fast and I got some candy. I'm good. I'm doing good. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby said, how you doing? Well, hope you're doing well, sister. I'm doing well. Me and my crazy self. I'm good. Thank you. I was fasting today. I've gained so much weight. Look at me. Look at my flabby arms. Shame on you, Nia-ma. I let myself down. Oh, God. Please help me to lose the weight. Yeah, Allah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, thank God. Whew. I feel good, though. I feel good, but I'm heavier. I feel heavier now. My clothes don't fit, some of them. Thank God I had this new dress. It's kind of big. But yeah, I'm here. Old me, old me. You eating too, Juana? Juana, when we get to that age, you know, right? Us women after our 50s, the menopause kicks in, and then I don't know. I'm always hungry for sweet. I always want to eat sugary stuff. I got my coconut water though. I got 2 of them. It's good for my skin. You see my skin? No shea butter, just plain water and soap. But it's nice, glistering, shining. I think it's the light. But yeah, I have my weight, 5 pounds, and then when I continue exercising, I'm gonna add a little more, so it's gonna be the 10 pounds ones. Well, that's what I have to do and get on my bike. And that's right there telling Nia-ma, come. It's time to exercise, girl. But now it's good because I have a new schedule, work schedule. It's no longer 12 hours. I couldn't do it anymore. I was so tired. You could see here my eyes. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. It was too much for me. So now I have a just 6 hour work schedule. I'm so happy, super happy. Less work for me because I'm an old lady, as you know. My body can't take it anymore. 12-hour shift, I can't do it. I tried, but I can't do it anymore. So yes, now I finish at 3 every day. I'm gonna be able to get on my bike. I'm gonna be able to do things with my teenager son. I can't wait. I'm gonna take him places, especially this summer. I'm gonna do a lot. We're gonna go swimming. We're gonna go to beautiful adventures. I have to scratch my nose, itching. But thank you. Big shout out to all of you guys who are here supporting my channel, working with Sister Nia. What Bobby saying? Oh, by the way, Juana, Bobby is my brother from another mother. Let me tell you, he's been supportive of me for so long, few years now. I think 2 years, almost. Bobby says, "Okay, sis, could be worse. You can." You could be pregnant for 20 years. Oh, I remember the first time you said that on one of the live stream. It made me so maybe laugh. Yeah, for 20 years. Is it who is what animal gets pregnant for so many years? Is it elephant? Horse? 9 months for us women. 9 months, that's it. All my pregnancies, my 4 pregnancies that came, they alive and well, my 4 kids, because I had more pregnancies, but the one that went to term, healthy baby, big babies. My last one was the biggest, 9 pound 8. Little Eddie, that's skinny like that today. My teenager son, he was the biggest, 9 pound 8 ounces, baby. Yeah, we don't want any more. I'm tired. I mean, I want, this deep down, us mothers, especially the one that love little babies. I would want to be pregnant, but I have to find first the right man to be pregnant with. Bye. But I also need to be somewhere else, not in New York, if I ever become pregnant again. But I don't know if it's going to happen. But you never know. You never know. Juana says, so glad that you are feeling good now. I love sweets too. Oh, yeah, I was telling you, Juana, Bobby is a brother of mine. And I say brother because he's a Muslim like me. Even though we are brothers and sisters, our first father and mother is Adam and Eve. But we have something in common like that. And I wanted to let you know, Juana, Bobby, he's a Muslim like me. We never met in person, but he's been very, very nice and kind towards me all this time. So glad to hear that you got a 6 hour work schedule now. Yes, Juana, I'm telling you. Bobby said, I don't even remember. Alhamdulillah. My love of dessert and carbs. We're on the same boat, Bobby. Give me anytime. Dessert. I even had ice cream yesterday. No, because I knew I was going to fast today. So I said, let me get some ice cream. I had ice cream. It was so good. Cookies and cream from the halal pizza place near my house. Wow, a 9 pound 8 ounce baby. Yes, I had my baby number 4. Yes, Eddie, and you see him. He's so skinny now. Oh, he's so handsome. I took him to the barber the other day. He doesn't like when I take him to the barber. It's so hard. That's why sometimes he has a big afro, and the kids in his school make fun of him, bully him for that. And he's in his own world, and he has his own style. So sometimes the kids make fun of him, even the way he dressed. He loves hoodies. He's always with a hoodie. And he went through so much. His father is no longer here. He left in 2022. It's a long story. But anyways, so what I wanted to say something. He's gonna come back. Let me check the comments. Oh yeah, regarding the 6 hours, Juana. I'm telling you, now I can sleep better. I'm not stressed out, and the schedule that I had, the 12-hour shift, it was all the way in Brooklyn, and I'm here in Manhattan, Harlem, if you know New York City, where we live and where I had to go with my client an hour and a half just to be on the subway. Subway here, Juana, is the train. But sometimes when you say subway, people's wondering what it is. The train, 1 hour and a half, just commuting, just traveling to get to work. And you know, New York City subway, if you know, oh my God, you have people that are rude, people that smell bad, you have homeless people that can smack you out of nowhere. You know, you minding your business, you walking to your next train, and out of nowhere, somebody smack you out of for no reason. So you have to watch out. You have to be so careful, mindful of your surrounding. It's like you can't even feel comfortable just going to work. People shoving you to the train track. Next thing you know, you're dead and on the front page news. So I was stressed out going to that place. But I was happy because I was being of service. You know me, I love helping people, elderly people. But now it's better where I am. I'm very close to my house. I can literally walk to work, and otherwise it's just one stop on the train, one stop. Whether before it was over 15 stops, I think, and I had to take two trains. And the train that I had to take to my from Times Square to my patient, every time there's an issue, there's problem, delays, or stuck in a tunnel where the train's not moving, or this train out of nowhere decide to go local instead of express. Even when you have planned an hour ahead of time, you never know what can happen. Yeah. Welcome to New York City transportation adventures. Juana says, "Oh, sorry to hear that. One of your child's father had passed away in the past." No, 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 no. It didn't pass away. He's not here. He left the country to go somewhere else. He went and married my cousin. It's a long story. He's in France. Thank you, anyways. Juana says, wow, an hour and a half traveling on the train. Yes. And some people, it's not even an hour and a half. Some people, 2 hours just to commute, to go to work. Yes, it's not worth it when you really think about it. We should get paid more, especially for what we do as caregivers, our home attendant, our personal care assistant, which is what I do, helping people. That's great. You only have one stop on the train now. Yes, sister. Yes. Alhamdulillah. Yes, my son was 9 pound 8 ounces. And I have another child who also was 9 pound. I think 9 pound and 1 ounce. That's my 24-year-old daughter. I think that was baby number one, the biggest, before number four, which is the biggest now. So my firstborn, she was born 2001. She was born 3 days before 9/11. That's how I remember exactly what happened and where I was on 9/11, because I gave birth from, I didn't give birth at the hospital. I gave birth in my own apartment when I used to live in Brooklyn. And my daughter came out into this world looking so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Whoever is a female on my channel and your mother, you know exactly what I mean. When you see your child, especially when you see your first baby and you see that baby, that human being, that creature, like nothing else matter in the entire world. All you see is this precious little bundle of joy. So for me, she was the most perfect, most beautiful baby in the whole world. I was 27, I think, when I gave birth for the first time. Ah, she was so beautiful. To this day, she's still beautiful. She's going to be 25. But she was amazing. So beautiful. And all I would do is just stare at her, stare at her, stare at her. I would go, I was just newly married, came to this country, married a total stranger. I just listened to my friends. They told me, we know this guy, he's good for you. Okay, I married him just like that. I know it's crazy, right? That's the story of my first marriage. married a total stranger that I didn't know, and I just listened to my friends saying, "Yeah, marry him. He's a good guy." But my daughter was so beautiful. It was a long hour of labor day. I think 24 hours trying to push that baby. We even had to go outside and walk so I could have my contraction and for the baby to come out. And she was born on my bed in the middle of the night, I think at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. She was so beautiful. And I was going back and forth, cleaning the apartment. I was in the living room, cleaned the kitchen, then went to the bedroom just to look at her. She was sleeping on her bassinet and just staring at her, staring at her. I couldn't believe, oh my God, I'm a mother for the first time. Yeah, got married at 26, got the baby at 27, I think. And then I'm watching the news, and all of a sudden I see 9/11 happening right there. The second airplane hit World Trade Center, and then my ex-husband, he used to work nearby. He called me right away. At the time when it had just happened, you could still use your cell phone. And then he's telling me what happened, and I'm serious. I started crying, tears falling down my cheeks, crying. And the first thing that came in my mind is the end of the world. We're all gonna die. That's it. And I was like a second, please have a second. Why did I come to this country? Now I'm gonna die. This is it. That's what I said to myself. Yes. I said I came to a country where I say I'm gonna die here. It was crazy. Yeah. 9/11. My baby was less than 3 days old. I was in the apartment. So yes, we need to wake up the masses. And I've been doing a lot of these videos where I used to share and tell people the truth and the reality about the fake food, about chemtrails, about how they're poisoning us little by little, slowly and slowly. And people were laughing at me. They used to call me crazy. I remember when I used to be on Facebook, I used to be on Twitter speaking up, and they say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. You're lunatic." But these same people today, they're the one crying because they don't have money to buy food. Some of them have lost their jobs. Some of them are depressed. Some of them have unfortunately ended their own lives. It's insane, but it's the reality, unfortunately, and we need to speak up and we need to tell the truth. We're trying to save humanity right now, take back our country, take back America from all these corrupt politicians that they will pretend that they truly care about us, but they don't. It's all a facade, lies. Juana says, oh, okay, yeah. When you see your first baby, all you see is a bundle of joy. Oh, she was born in your bed. Yeah, they're growing meat in a lab now. Yes, a lot of the food you open is like glue. Some of the food expired not. That's why food that don't rot, that don't expire, you already know. Food that an animal won't touch, you better listen to the animal and run away and don't touch it either. Because the animals know, they know. They have that instinct divinely. God gave them. They know what's up. Let's continue listening.
Yes, Lord.
He pissed off so many people in that one statement right there.
Charlie Kirk, he pissed off the wrong people, and we know who they are. They say, okay, that's it. Away with his head. Because they don't like people to find out what's really they're doing. And you start exposing them, and they are not happy. They counsel you, so people call you crazy, or they come up and set you up and bring up charges out of nowhere, like you committed fraud financially, or that you molested kids, or you sexually abused women, or they will come up with insane crimes just to attack your character, because now you're an enemy to them. Now you speak up, you told the truth about them, the intentions, and they are not happy about it. Yes, it has happened to a lot of people. They started exposing, the power that be, and they're no longer here with us. And then you see on the news that they ended their own lives. No. Mm-mm.
That they got to be taking bakery numbers to get up on the roof, if you know what I'm saying. Why would the deep state consider him a threat? Just because he threatened every single itemized thing that they're intending to do? Right?
The way he is
Here he is here. Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause.
You
He was
see,
dead.
when he decided he no longer wants to support this state in Palestine, that's it. They say, okay, it's enough. We're done with Charlie Kirk. He gotta go.
Here he is here. Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. He was dead days after he said that.
Let that be a warning to the rest of you.
Yeah.
And we all have friends that will lose one more narrative before they just sit in a straitjacket and rock. You know that, right?
Yes.
This, unfortunately, is that shattered narrative.
Yes.
Look at it this way. Remember when you were young and you always dreamt of being a rocker? Well, here you are. Put on a straitjacket, start rocking. Remember when he said this? Remember when Charlie Kirk said this?
Lightly, okay? I gotta be careful the way I say this. They're gonna try to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
Yep.
I mean, that's, and I don't use that term lightly.
You heard that? Charlie Kirk said they're gonna try to ethnically cleanse Gaza, meaning to wash away, to get rid of Muslims, Arabs in Palestine. Charlie Kirk said that. And after, what did they do to him in 2025? Last year, they got rid of him. You tell the truth, you speak up, you expose them, and this is what they do to you. They don't like it. They want you to remain silent and to accept bribes and to take the money and shut up.
Okay.
Before Charlie Kirk was killed, he said Charlie Kirk fears that Israel will kill him if he continues ahead, providing space for Israel critics.
Charlie kind of starting to question the amount of influence that Israel has in U.S., not only domestic politics, but foreign politics as well.
I just don't think we should go to war with Iran. Is a nuclear weapon Iran a threat to America? Probably. Could be. It's a threat to Israel, but is it a threat to America? I mean, India has nuclear weapons. Pakistan has nuclear weapons.
But he's one of the only people to go to the Oval Office and say, sir, I totally understand, but a war with Iran could really hurt our country. He took massive abuse from his own donors. And they expressed it to him in a very intense way. I know because he showed me. He's talking about October 7th possibly being an inside job.
I still have the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe.
Yes, and October 7th was not the beginning of this ongoing insanity that's happening in Palestine. It's people that finally rebelled and said, this is it. Enough is enough. We need to do something. And they defended themselves. 77 years of genocide. Imagine you live somewhere in a country where a particular small group of people just killing you, generations after generations. Your relatives, your family members, one after the other, stealing your home, taking it as their own, and saying, in the name of God, yes, we're the chosen people. We deserve this. This is ours. If I don't steal your house, somebody else will.
I've been to that Gaza border.
He starts to question whether Jeffrey Epstein was an Israeli Muslim.
Yes, Sister Juana, 77 years of genocide since they created that state. With the British helping them, of course. Europeans. Always them. Always them starting something. Look what they did to the people in Africa where I was born. My people took the slaves from Senegal, from other part in Africa, West Africa, slaved. Look what they did to the people that they call here Native American, or they call them Indians. They're not from India, they're from here, right here, America. Look what they did to the Australians, Aborigines. Everywhere they go, they destroy, they invade, they steal, and they put their own foreign regime. And they tell you they are the best and they want peace. We come in peace. Let us give you the Bible. We Christians, we are men of God, God-fearing. We want good for you. So we're going to take you from your home, bring you to our country, and you're going to slave for us. You're going to labor for us. And we're going to smack you and rape your woman. Do whatever we want with you. You are property now. You're worth a bag of rice.
Mossad agent Epstein with his little friend.
And when we're tired of you, we just hung you on a tree.
Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who is obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies. The evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence,
and it all blew out into the open at TPUSA's July Youth Summit.
Yes, sister. Yep, Europeans always starting something. Yes.
Yeah, Tucker gave the speech.
Right.
Video of Charlie Kirk talking about Israel.
when a lawmaker like Ted Cruz uses the Bible to justify aid to Israel, doesn't even know.
Oh my God. Did I not just say something like that? The Bible. And look, this is my first time watching this with you guys. Wow. When did they do this video? 6 months ago. I just clicked it. YouTube recommended me this, but I'm watching it with you in live right now. Wow. I'm telling you, this is another sign. The things I'm telling you right now, do your research because it's true.
The verse, do you guys think that's like not the best way to approach this? Raise your hand. Okay.
I think Ted Cruz's Genesis 12:3. I think a lot of people see that as off-putting when you look at the New Testament.
Why?
Because I think a lot of people, they look especially at the writings of Paul, where he talks about how the new flesh is not the same as the people in the old covenant. The new flesh is everybody, is everyone's included.
Talking about Romans 9.
Yes, 9:6, yeah.
Are you Catholic?
Converting Catholic from
Yeah,
Judaism.
I can tell. This is my next. Oh, from Judaism?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you're you're ethnically Jewish.
Ethnically Jewish, yes.
And you have concerns about AIPAC.
Yes, I do.
I'm told that by some people that if I criticize AIPAC, I'm anti-Semitic.
I think it's ridiculous. Yeah. I feel like it's great to have a concern for your country.
I am done with this video, but yeah, do your research and subscribe to this awesome channel because this speaks a lot about politics and what's going around and current events and current affairs, and they really don't sugarcoat it. They will expose the liars and corruption. The Jimmy Dore Show. Jimmy, as in the name Jimmy, Dore, D-O-R-E Show. Thank you, YouTube, for recommending me this. All right, what else they have recommended me? Oh, this guy, I don't know if he's telling the truth, but he made a short on YouTube. 6 billion people will starve. Thank you, Juana. Juana says an informative live, as always, Nia. Oh, thank you, sister.
In 2024, you made 3 predictions that have come perfectly true. Like Trump would start a war with Iran. And you've made a series of new predictions.
Yes, I'll explain each prediction one by one. Okay, so first, I predict that Trump will get.
Big shout out to all of you guys. Thank you so much. Big shout out to artist Dudley that was here at the very beginning of the live stream. Big shout out to you, Juana, my amazing new mod. Big shout out to Bobby that stopped by, my brother from another mother, the Muslim brother. Bobby, thank you so much. Big shout out to you guys. I love you. All right, now we're doing a reaction. This guy.
Get a third term. But isn't this constitutionally illegal?
It's not. The president now has emergency war powers, and so he could actually delay the election. My second prediction is Iran is out of forever war, and the United States will institute a national draft, meaning that if you're between 18 and 24 in America and you're male, you'll be automatically put into the draft system. And they just passed a law that says that starting December, you'll be automatically registered.
Which means you're obliged to go and fight.
Exactly.
Can you imagine? You're obliged to go and fight for a man that doesn't give a shit about you. I'm sorry, excuse my French.
Next, the world.
Fight and also risk your own life for a man that doesn't give a crap about you. I don't care about the American people struggling financially. I don't care. But they selected me to be their president. The guy is telling you what he thinks about you. And you still support this man, this orange man? Ooh, good for you.
We'll move towards an AI surveillance state. So everything you do online is being recorded to figure out how to control it.
Oh yeah, I knew about this, that they're recording our conversations, they're listening to our phone. I knew this since 2005. Yes, I knew this. I don't care. God is also listening to them, listening to me. I don't care. I don't care. God is my Lord and Creator. To Him I will return. I don't care. They can listen all they want. When I say I won't fight for no president who says he doesn't care about us American people. Yeah, he told us a few days ago. Woo! One of the signs of a narcissist is that they don't care. They don't care. No empathy. They don't care.
And then this is the most controversial prediction. This is pretty bad. And I'll explain why. And also, I will tell you why this war can only lead to World War III. Why there's a very strong possibility that the American empire will collapse. And
yes, we knew that. Muslims knew that the empire here, this American empire, will collapse, is going to collapse. Yes, we knew this. Muslims been warning United States forever. Muslims been telling people, helping people to wake up before it's too late. Michael Jackson been telling us. They don't really care about us. They don't care about us. Yeah, the American empire is collapsing. People are crying. People going online crying. It's like, I don't know how they do it. It's like they prepare, you know. Let me get my phone. Let me press YouTube. Let me get ready. Let me make sure I have enough tears. And they start crying in front of the camera. No, but seriously, sorry. I'm making fun of those people that do it for the clouds. You know, like they do it for views. But the people that truly crying on camera, when they're explaining to you, for example, something that's making them cry, for example, those ones, they are genuine and they are authentic. You know, they're not doing it for the views and just to gain fame. And they're telling you they have had enough. People have had enough. Americans are tired, sick and tired of this. This is bull crap. The fake crying on camera. Yes, it's oh my God, I never done that. I never done a video where I'm fake crying. Oh my goodness. No, I don't want to be remembered for that. The woman, the African lady who fake cried on YouTube. You are not going to remember Nia-ma for that, that's for sure. All right, let's see what he said. And that's from a nice channel that I used to watch a lot. It's more professional, entrepreneur, motivational It's called The Diary of a CEO, I think. He has invited this, I think he's a Japanese guy who's into world affairs, and he gave predictions, and he said every single of his predictions happened.
Also, I'll show you what the Russians will do and how the private bankers are controlling it.
I'm not owned by anybody. That's what you think. So let's talk about that. In 2020.
You see, I'm not controlled by anybody. Yes, you are. You just don't know it. Somehow we all a little bit controlled by someone else. Unless you live in the jungle, you have no internet, no cell phone, you're completely off the grid. Oh yeah, this one also is very good. His name is Shahid Bolson. He has a great channel, and sometimes YouTube recommend me his channel. It's called, let me think, Middle Nation. Let's go to his channel. Actually, I just remembered something that he mentioned the other day. I was just scrolling down and I saw one person did a video about him and what he said. Who set South Africa on fire? That's one of the video he made 7 days ago. White out enlightened self-destruction. He made a video about Trump a year ago. He says, overseeing the downfall. Okay, let's listen to that one. That's the one a year ago. I listened to it because I can tell YouTube, there's a red line showing that I did listen to it a year ago. All right, let's do this. Very intellectual man. Middle Nation. It's a channel.
He can package the dismantling of American empire as the building.
Sorry. My computer acting up.
Of American empire. That's what he's doing. Because you have to sell to your demographic. And Americans are not the most mature, the most realistic, the most responsible people in the world, the most well acquainted with history and so forth. So you cannot possibly sell America's necessary.
Yes, he's so right. A lot of those things that they're supposed to teach children in school, they're not doing it because they have a set of curriculum, and they are also controlled because they go by whatever the Department of Education tell them. This is what you are going to teach these children, and they don't really teach them to use their intellect, their brain. School won't teach you how to become a business owner, how to be an entrepreneur, how to run your business, how to budget your money, how to save, and how to build wealth, unless you go to a particular program or particular school that really truly care about you like that. Mainly nowadays, these schools are really for indoctrination, programming you, brainwashing you, and making you just become an employee where you just listen and obey and do whatever you are told, whatever your boss tell you to do, when to clock in, when to clock out, when to have cigarette break, lunch break, pee break, and not to question anything, not to say anything that may make your boss angry and fire you on the spot. You know how nowadays no jobs is really secure. If they want to get rid of you just like that, and you're done.
Downsizing and the managed erosion of America and the hollowing out of America, as you know, we've made a lot of bad choices for a very long time.
Yes,
we've only ever really made short-term plans.
You're right, Sister Juana.
So it turns out that there's a lot of unavoidable.
You're absolutely right. Juana says, "Yep." You see, you can tell I took out my reading glasses. I can barely see. I need to step out for a few minutes. Yep, schools are just programming the kids. You're right. You're right, Juana. You're absolutely right. I'll be right back. I'll let you listen to this Shahid. He's not in America, but he used to live here. I'll be right back. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all, guys. Oh, I think somebody just entered the chat. Prem Lata Kidunia. Welcome. Thank you. I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom. Thank you so much. Enjoy this, okay? It's called Trump Overseeing the Downfall. It's from the channel Middle Nation.
Necessary changes that have to be made at your expense. You can't really sell that to the American public. You can't tell the American public that consequences are a thing. That demographic of political consumers simply cannot compute a message like that. Because look, what Trump is going to do, what he is doing, and what he will do, these are all things that were going to happen anyway, with or without him. He's just the one who's selling it to you as a good thing. That's his job. You know, he's like the guy at a company who's designated as the one to deliver the bad news to you that you're going to be let go. And you designate him for that job because he has a way of presenting it to you. He has a way of presenting to you, you being fired as the greatest opportunity of your life, you know? All the new horizons that you're going to be able to pursue and so on. That's Trump. That's Trump's job. You know, America has been stuffing balloons up their sleeves for a very long time and telling everyone that they're muscles. But now even the balloons are deflating. The great American hoax is over. And Trump is there to oversee the dismembering of American empire. The U.S. is going to be isolated. It's going to withdraw. And it's going to be non-competitive globally. Like I said, this is all unavoidable. This would have happened with or without Trump. You've simply come to the end of your life cycle as a hegemonic superpower. And the decay and the decomposition that will follow is just part of the natural process. Trump can't be blamed for that, and he can't be given credit for any of this. But his job is to make you think that none of it's happening, even while it's happening right in front of your face. This is what Trump's main job is. Because look, for example, drill, baby, drill, right? Make America energy self-sufficient, et cetera, fire up all of the dormant oil wells and so forth in West Texas and so on, while simultaneously asking OPEC to lower oil prices, which of course means asking OPEC to increase production. Okay. The way that goes is increase production by OPEC, and if they do it by the US as well, okay, then the oil price drops, and cheap oil floods the market, out of sync with demand, driving the price down even further. Now the price is too low for it to even be profitable for American producers to drill, to refine, or to extract. You understand? American oil producers need for oil to be at a minimum of $40 per barrel for it to even be worth it. For it to even be worth it to drill and extract and refine and so forth. Meanwhile, OPEC can still make a profit at just $10 a barrel. So you understand, America cannot play the oil game with OPEC. OPEC has the capacity to ramp up oil production if they want to, anytime they want to. They can ramp up oil production. They can increase production to a level within just 90 days that America couldn't reach even in 5 years. In other words, OPEC can decimate the American oil and gas sector anytime they want. The only reason they don't do that is because they want to maintain price stability for their own benefit, for their own reasons. They would rather have oil at $70 a barrel or $100 a barrel rather than $10 a barrel. So they choose to allow America to stay in the game. That's the only reason. But if you're going to ramp up oil production on your end, well, then you better hope that OPEC responds by cutting production on their end just to stabilize the price. Because if they don't, if they respond in kind and they do what you do, and they also ramp up oil production, and then they drive the price of oil down to their minimum profit level, well, that will nuke America's whole oil industry. Plants, drilling sites, refineries, all of that's going to shut down. Tens of thousands of jobs will just disappear overnight. And for every one job in the oil and gas sector, there's at least 2 or 3 jobs that are indirectly related to that. So you were looking at potentially hundreds of thousands of jobs lost by drill, baby, drill. Not to mention, when that happens, no one in the private sector is going to invest in the oil sector anymore. So you see, no more exports to Europe, no more exports anywhere, no more oil exports, energy exports. Meanwhile, you're going to abandon renewable energy, clean energy, and so on. The Green New Scam, as Trump says, he's very much against that. And at the same time, you have the UAE and you have Saudi Arabia investing hundreds of billions of dollars in the U.S. In energy-intensive businesses in the United States. I mean, Trump said it himself. If oil companies drill themselves out of business, I don't give a damn. That's what he said. So you see how the rhetoric, how the marketing actually sells the opposite of what the policy outcome is actually going to be. I don't think for a second that Trump doesn't know that. I think he knows that. No one who's putting these policies in place doesn't know what the outcomes will be. And that's why the policies are being pursued, because they want to achieve those outcomes, those very outcomes. But you can't sell that to the electorate. You can't tell the American people, you know, we, your private sector overlords, are no longer tied to the success or the prosperity or the stability of the American economy. We have global interests, not national interests. And so we've decided to drive the U.S. into energy bankruptcy as quickly as possible. And maybe then we can sell all of America's oil and gas assets to Saudi Arabia or to China or what have you for pennies. You can't tell the American people that. So instead, you say, Trump says, we're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, you know, better, stronger, faster than anyone. We're going to produce more oil than anyone else in the world, and so on and so on and so on. We're number one, you know, and everyone cheers. Everyone applauds while the oxygen is being drained from the room. And let me tell you, that's exactly what's going on. The last time Trump was in office, Saudi Arabia and Russia collaborated to flood the global oil market during COVID-19, no less. And the U.S., under Trump, the U.S., the media, portrayed this as a price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. But it was transparently done. It was transparently undertaken by Russia and Saudi Arabia, specifically to undermine the American oil sector, the American oil industry. It completely crashed the oil price, making oil production completely unviable for the U.S., for U.S. producers, okay? Trump had good relations with Russia. He had good relations with Saudi Arabia, still does. And I think it's fair to say that this was a three-way collaboration, not just between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Trump was involved. And now Trump already wants to do it again within his first week in office. I don't think OPEC is going to go along with it, to be honest. Not right now. Why should they? You said drill, baby, drill, so you go ahead and do that. You go ahead. You drill. But we are not going to initiate a crash in the oil price. We need the money right now. We have projects. So you have to take Trump seriously, but never at his word. Never take him literally. But do take him seriously, because he's a mascot for a faction of power that needs to be taken very seriously. The A-National OCGFC, owners and controllers of global financialized capital. They're essentially the real unipolar superpower of the world. And Trump is their hatchet man in America. Now, generally speaking, this is going to be very good for the Muslim world. Generally speaking, it's going to be good for the Muslim world and the global South more broadly. Yes, it is. But I know that things are going to get very hard for you in the U.S. Things are going to get very hard for you in the West overall. Now, most people around the world, in the global South, they'll react to that news the same way that someone would react to hearing about a serial killer getting shanked in prison. You know, he had it coming. That's how most people feel, to be honest. But I know that most people in the West already have it hard. I know that most people in the West are actually already suffering. And I know what it's like to live in America.
Thank
It's not
you.
easy. And
Thankful. Thank you so much for staying and waiting for me. I just came from the bathroom. I did my number 2. I feel so good. I feel lighter. Usually I do it in the morning. Yeah, I take care of it in the morning and then I'm good for the day. But today I didn't do it in the morning. Whew, so much better. Now I'm going to drink some water. Oh, feels so good. It's that coconut water that helped a lot. Yeah, make sure to do your number 2 early in the morning before you go to work or school, okay? And then you're good for the day. All right, let's continue. We do a reaction video to Middle Nation channel with his video titled Trump Overseeing the Downfall. Big shout out to you guys. If you stayed this long and still here, thank you so much. I appreciate you for your patience. Hey, yeah, voila, yay! My sister from another mother, she's here. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, welcome, Pamela Takidonia. Thank you for being here. Juana said it does feel so good to do a number 2. Yeah, when you feel full, like your stomach needs to release. I remember when I used to go see celebrities. I used to go to VIP rooms. I used to go in lounge and how you call it, nightclubs, and hang out with celebrities and all that, rappers, singers, famous singers. I remember one day I met some and somebody was saying, "Oh my God, oh my God." I look at them and I'm like, "What? What? They are human beings just like you. They do number two, just like you do." Everybody poops. Everybody farts. All right, let's continue.
I know
Thank
that
you.
just because the consequences
Feels
that you
good.
may suffer may be the result of your own actions, that doesn't make the consequences any easier to endure. I know it's going to be hard, especially when you're suffering the consequences of actions that were taken by your elites, not necessarily the actions of the common people. So I know this is hard to take, and it's going to be hard to take.
Oh, I missed a lot. He was talking for 9 minutes. Yeah, I was there for 9 minutes, pushing, pushing. And then, I wash myself, behind, in between my legs really well. Soap and water. When I take my time, I clean really nice. I want to look good, feel good down there, fresh. So yeah, I was there for almost 9 minutes. Yeah, I clean myself with my left hand, soap and water, wash it really nice, and then wash my hand really like 4 or 5 times, water and soap, and make sure I don't smell. As Muslims, we're supposed to clean ourselves like that really well. No, nothing there. No, on my underwear, you will never see me wearing or having a dirty underwear like that because I clean myself down there, soap and water. Yes, soap and water. Not toilet paper, soap and water, just like in Africa. Left hand, do the job. Water and soap. Trump overseeing the downfall. So he talked about the elites. Yeah, those people that really run the country. Hannah say, I do a number two around 3 times a day. I am a everyday coffee. Oh yeah, coffee made me go do it really quickly. I've noticed that. But I have to be careful with drinking too much coffee because it's not good for me. I will start having a heart palpitation actually. So I'm very careful. But I love coffee and the smell so good. And tea also. I'm a tea girl, but I like also coffee. So that makes a person do a number two, yes, daily. And you're supposed to do number two at least once a day. If you do twice a day, it's really good. And if you do 3 times a day, it's the best. Yes, that's what we're supposed to do. Doctors that really know about health, about wellness and fitness, they will tell you if you do number two 3 times a day, that's amazing. At least do it once a day, definitely. I have made my body used to once a day, usually early morning. Juana say I use soap and water as well after I do. Yes, you have to. We're supposed to. We have to be clean people.
Now, again, let me reiterate, this is not about Trump. It's not about Trump. The isolation, the degradation of America was going to happen anyway. It had to happen. This is just the necessary course of the logic of Western predatory capitalism. Just like Gorbachev wasn't really the one who destroyed the Soviet Union, he just oversaw the inevitable destruction, self-destruction of the Soviet Union.
Yes, capitalism. Yes, and this country is not a Christian country, even though some people want it so badly and keep repeating it. Listen, just because you repeat something 100, 1,000,000 times doesn't make it true or a fact. This country is definitely not a Christian country. This country definitely not following Jesus' teachings. It is a secular country. And also, by the way, earlier I mentioned about school system that need, education system need to change in this country. I am not against schools in general. I am all about education. You see, even my channel is called Learn with Nia Show. Learn, because we have to learn. And I've always been this person, very curious. I'm always learning. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from different channels. But we need to reform. We need to change things. You know how they say when nothing is wrong, it's not broken, don't fix it? Well, it's broken. We need to fix it. That's it. It is a secular country, Juana says. Yes, it is. It's not a Christian country. And the people that are racist, the white people racist, the black people racist in this country, because let's tell the truth. Let's tell it like it is. You have black supremacy, you have white supremacy, and people that tell you no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're inventing things. You're lying. These people, don't listen to them, okay? Because it's a fact. There's people that have been murdered simply because they look like me, because of this color on their skin. Even though they bleed red, just like any other human, unless you're a demon, they've been killed simply because of this skin color and how they look. And then you have the opposite, the black community that is completely 100% against white people. They will bash white people. They will attack white people for no reason, simply because, yeah, you ancestors did this. Yeah. No, blame those people that need to be blamed, those criminals and those guilty, and let the people that didn't do anything wrong to you alone. Why you go and attack an innocent person that didn't do anything wrong to you or to your family? No, what I'm against is the indoctrination, the brainwashing of the students in school, of the little children. That you have some people, they're 14, 15 years old, and they don't know how to read. This guy, I remember it was, I think last night, I listened and I watched a little bit of the video, and he put on blast his own children, I think, and he was exposing the teenagers that don't know how to read. I would be so uncomfortable as a parent, first of all. I would never do a thing like that. Now it's the whole internet, the whole world know that your own children don't know how to read. How could you do that as a parent? Now you marked your kids for life. Now they're going to feel embarrassed and feel so ashamed that now everybody knows that we don't know how to read and we're 14, 15 years old. But yes, there's many, many Americans here, unfortunately, that still don't know how to read. You know those cursive, I think it's called cursive, like how we, from the 70s, how we used to write letters and we attach them together. Now show that to show that to a little middle schooler and they don't know how to read this. This is when a toxic person can no longer control you, they will try to control how others see you. The misinformation will feel unfair, but stay above it. Twisting that other people will eventually, no, trusting. I can't even read my own handwriting. That's how horrible it is. Trusting that other people will eventually see the truth just like you did. Hiram Figueroa, he wrote that, or she wrote that. And I wrote that I would say 2 years ago. Yeah, that's my handwriting. I have some notes I wanted to share and talk about. We're going to do a new series, by the way. I can't wait to have more Christians coming to the channel and having a discussion with me. We have real conversations here at Learn with Nia Show. And it's about the Bible. So I'm going to create a new series, a new playlist, and it's going to be called Let's Learn the Bible. So this is years ago. You know, I'm always trying to trying to invite a non-Muslim to Christian to Islam, or at least to have a conversation. And I had my notes, and I was taking notes on some verses in the Bible. So he says here, it says, Mark 29, how can you enter paradise? Our Lord, our God is one, only one. Mark 29. All the prophets are lords in the Bible, but all of them have one Lord. Exactly. You know how, like was it in the 1400s, 1500s? Way, way, way back. We were definitely not born. I wasn't born. Juana wasn't born. Where people would say, my Lord. Like a young girl, she's talking to a man and she say, my Lord. The person is not God, obviously, but she called him my Lord. And she's the servant. You know, like Cinderella movies. Numbers in the Bible. It's a chapter called Numbers. 11. Wow. The number 11 following me. Numbers 11, verse 28. My Lord talking about Moses. You see somebody talking to Moses and say, my Lord. That doesn't mean Moses is God, the Lord Most High. Jesus slept and ate. Jesus is a human being. God does not sleep, does not eat. That's Psalms. God never sleeps. Psalms 121, verse 4. God doesn't eat, God doesn't sleep, God doesn't poop. You know, this is why we Muslims say to Christians, please think, please, human being, use your intellect that God gave you and your common sense. God doesn't die, God doesn't get killed, doesn't get crucified. God doesn't eat and drink, so later he need to go and do number 2, like I just did a few minutes ago, excuse me. Too much detail. You know what I mean, right? Come on. Jesus is God and God is God. Jesus didn't create human beings. He is a human being. And he's still alive, by the way, in heaven. Juana said, that's great that you are creating a new series about the Bible. Yes, and I'm going to buy one. I'm going to take you with me. We're going to do it together. I'm going to do a live stream where I say, let's buy a Bible.
Because it has run its course. America has run its course.
Oh, sorry, my computer. Yes, we have to think and use our intellect. Yes. Job was a prophet. We also believe that, Muslims, Job. And here in the Bible, 25 verse 4, no one can be God like God, the one conceived by a woman cannot be God. Yes, the one conceived by a woman definitely cannot be God. Meaning me, I give birth to a baby, that baby cannot be God. And Virgin Mary gave birth to a baby. She named him Isa, Yeshua, Prophet Jesus, named Jesus centuries later because letter G was not a letter that existed back then when he was born. So, of course, it's a translation of his name. And we don't translate names, we translate things, objects, and words of other things, but not of human beings. But they translated it, and he became Jesus. And some people even went to say it actually means hell, Zeus, you know, one of the mythology, Greek, Roman, fake God. A human being simply cannot be God, period. Bible teaches this. That's what I wrote 2 years ago. Jesus never preached the Trinity. Never. That's what I wrote here. Yeah, Jesus said, I was sent by God. I'm here to correct and rectify the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Israel is another name for prophet Jacob, Yakub. That's it. Jesus was a prophet of God. That man, that prophet of Nazareth. And he was not crucified, even though he was meant to look like he was. The angry mob wanting him dead, but that doesn't mean he died. God saved him on that cross, and he came as a sign for his people. And, you know, now us here on the 21st century, we are here saying it loud and clear. Jesus did not die. He was not crucified. God saved him. He's still alive in heaven with God. And one day he's going to return. I won't see him because I'll be dead. I'm 52. I don't think I'll be here when Jesus arrives. But oh, what a sight that would be if God granted me the the many years, the many centuries. Maybe he's gonna come in 2000 years from now, or in 200 years from now. I don't know. I don't know when God's gonna say, okay, this is the end, and let's blow up all this universe, this planet Earth, and bring everybody to judgment for Judgment Day. But yeah, can you imagine finally seeing him, touching him, meeting Jesus Christ in person? Wow. Whoever's going to be there, you're one of the fortunate ones. Jesus was made by God, therefore Jesus is not God. That's something else I wrote here 2 years ago. Jesus denied being God in the Bible. 1 Corinthians 14, verse 33. Yeah, we're going to have so much fun with this series, definitely. Juana says, yes, we have to think and use our intellect. Amen. God cannot be the author of confusions. Bible, Mark 12, verse 29. Love thy God with all your soul, heart. In order to love God, you need to understand who God truly is. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Yes, Sister Juana, Zeus. Elohim, Allahi, Allah, Allah, all come from the same root word. Exactly, because Jesus spoke Aramaic. He didn't speak French, he didn't speak Hebrew, he didn't speak, or maybe he spoke Hebrew, but definitely his language was Aramaic. And Aramaic, like Hebrew, like Arabic, it is a Semitic language. That means if somebody speak Aramaic or somebody speak Arabic and you make fun of them, you are being anti-Semitic, because that's a Semitic language. Arabic is a Semitic language, just like Hebrew is a Semitic language. So Arabs are Semitic people. So when you make fun of them, you're making fun of the language that they speak, or the fact that they are Muslim and they follow Allah and they follow the teachings of the Quran. That's bad, because Jesus, in essence, he's a Semitic person born in Palestine, maybe Nazareth or Jerusalem. And by the way, guess what? Muslims were praying towards Jerusalem way back then. Allah told us to pray towards Jerusalem, and then he changed it and said, now you face Mecca. Yes, in Saudi Arabia, you face east, Mecca. Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Noah, Joseph, Ismail, all worshiped God, Allah. Yes, they all say there is no God but one. He's the creator, and he made Adam and Eve, and he made man with clay. Mark in the Bible 10, verses 17 and 18. Why call me good? Only God is good. Yeah, that's what they say. They say Jesus said that. Somebody asked Jesus how to be good, and that's in the Bible. I read that years ago. And Jesus turned and said, why you call me good? Nobody's good but God. So Jesus denied that he is God. Right there. Mark 10, verses 17, verses 18. Yes, only one God. And then I wrote here, I don't know what these are, but I wrote these 2 years ago. John 4, verse 21. John 8, verse 54. That's my 19-year-old son in the kitchen. John 14, verse 28. I wrote that. I don't know what that is. 2 years ago. Matthew 7, verse 21 to verse 23. Not everyone that says unto me, Lord, Lord. Yeah, that verse, I think it's for all the people that are saying, Lord, Lord, I believe in you, or, I prophesied in your name, That doesn't mean that it's true. Jesus was a very strict monotheist, meaning he only worshiped one God. He didn't worship a trinity. He didn't worship 20 gods, deities. He didn't worship statues. He did never bow down to an image of God, because nobody's seen what God looked like, and we're not supposed to do that. O Israel, the God, our Lord, is one God. That's in the Bible. God is one. Worship him alone. That's what all the prophets of God from Adam, that's what they came and said to their people. Repeatedly said the same exact thing. There is only one God. Obey him. Praise him. Listen to him, and do what he tells you to do to the best of your ability. Mark in the Bible 13, verse 32. Even Jesus did not know when the last hour is. So that's to tell you Jesus cannot be God, because God knows when the last hour is. Creed of Constantinople, Creed of Nicaea, man-made doctrine. Yeah, that's when they decided, okay, we're going to say Jesus, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That was 300 years, I think, after Jesus, something around that. It was a group of people in Turkey, I think, modern day Turkey. They came up and they said, okay, we need to choose, we need to decide who Jesus is. And then they say, okay, Jesus is God. He's also the Son of God. He died on the cross to save humanity. Okay, that's it. They put the stamp of agreement, of approval, and they say, okay, we run with that. Bye. Go tell everybody. And that's how they grew and they started preaching. And they started writing and changing the Bible, the gospel of Jesus, what Jesus really taught and came with. Yes, only God knows when the last hour is, Juana says. The Romans forced their paganistic belief into the generations after Jesus. That's what I wrote 2 years ago. No one has ever seen God. John 1, verse 18. Psalms 82, verse 6. Israelites are gods in the Bible. Check it out. Psalms 82, verse 6. Nowhere the New Testament does it say that Jesus is God with a capital G. Yeah, and he always called himself Son of Man, meaning he's a human being. He's a man and he was born of a woman, Son of Man. He never said he is Son of God. They did call him that, but he never said it. Anywhere in the Bible, you won't see it any version of the Bible. Not from Jesus, definitely not. Exodus 7, verse 1, Moses is made a god to Pharaoh. Jesus is never called God in the Bible anywhere explicitly, meaning you cannot refute, you can definitely see it in black and white, very clear that Jesus called himself God or allowed anybody to call him God or the Son of God or God incarnate. Yeah, these were my flashcards, my notes 2 years ago. And then I have the last one. I mean, I have so many more, but that's the one that's here next to my computer. Genesis 24. You see, we're going to end these flashcards with Genesis, but we're going to start with Genesis when we do the Bible series. Genesis 24, verse 26. Abraham was Lord. Yes. Words can be very tricky sometimes because people take certain words very literally. Whereas actually, when you call someone Son of God, it has to be understood, not literally. Someone close, righteous, close to God, highest. That was how it was supposed to be understood when they translated the Koine Greek Bible into when it became the English language. Genesis 24, verse 26. Yeah, let's check it out, sister. Let me check my phone, what it says. And then we're going to ask ChatGPT to explain. I like to use it sometimes. I haven't used ChatGPT too often these days. Okay, Genesis 24, verse 26. Let's see. In Genesis 24, verse 26, Abraham's servant bows down to worship the Lord. He does this immediately after Rebekah identifies her family, confirming that the servant's prayer for a wife for Isaac has been successfully and providentially answered. And then you have different versions. English Standard Version, or also called ESV. Then you have the New International Version, NIV. Then you have the King James Version. Oh, we have to talk about that guy, King James Version, KJF. So they have different verses. The man bowed his head and worshipped the Lord. Then the man bowed down and worshipped the Lord. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Lord. All right, let's see what ChatGPT says about this. Okay, this is the one. Let's see if she speaks. The other day I did when I'm talking to ChatGPT. Hi, ChatGPT. How are you?
I'm doing great, Nia. Ready to dive into whatever you've got in mind. How's everything going on your end today?
Excellent. Thank you. It feels so good to hear your voice again, ChatGPT. It has been such a long time since I heard your voice.
It's great to be back in voice mode with you. There's just something nice about a real-time conversation, right? What's on your mind today?
Yes, most definitely. I'm so happy hearing your voice. What's on my mind today? I'm here with my YouTube family. I have Juana with me. She's on the chat, in the chat. She's engaging. She's giving her feedback, commenting. I love her. She's my new mod here at Learn with Nia show. And we're doing a live stream where I'm doing reaction to different videos here on YouTube. And now we want to talk about Genesis in the Bible 24, verse 26. Can you elaborate for my YouTube family? Thank you.
Absolutely. Genesis 24:26 comes from the narrative where Abraham's servant is on a mission to find a wife for Isaac. After a series of events that seem guided by divine providence, the servant responds. The verse says, the servant bowed down and worshipped the Lord. In essence, it's a moment of acknowledgement. He recognizes the success of his journey as being orchestrated by God. So, for your viewers, it's a powerful reminder of pausing to show gratitude when life aligns in meaningful ways.
Okay, so that is the interpretation of Genesis 24:26. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, exactly. It's essentially a moment of reverence, acknowledging that the success of the servant's task was due to divine guidance, and he bows in worship. It's a clear expression of gratitude and humility in that narrative context.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with something that I heard that is implying that Abraham actually is the Lord.
No, that verse isn't implying that at all. The servant is simply worshiping the Lord, not Abraham. The entire chapter is about the servant's faithfulness to God's guidance in finding a wife for Isaac. Abraham is never depicted as the Lord. He's just a key patriarch in the narrative.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I just going through my notes about 2 years ago. I have here some flashcards on my computer, next to my computer, and I saw one that says Genesis 24, verse 26. And for some reason, I wrote Abraham was Lord.
It happens. Sometimes we jot things down in shorthand or misinterpret notes over time. What matters is that now you've got clarity. If you ever come across more notes that raise eyebrows, I'll be here to help unravel them.
Oh, thank you so much, ChatGPT. So, since you want to help me understand better some verses of the Bible, let's give you one and you're going to help me clarify it for my YouTube audience, okay?
Absolutely, Nia. Just let me know which verse you want to discuss, and we'll break it down clearly for your audience.
All right, let me find it here in my notes.
Take your time. Whenever you've got it, just say the reference, and we'll dive right in. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, can you expand on Mark 13, verse 32? Thank you.
Certainly. Mark 13:32 says that no one knows the day or hour. Not the angels, not the Son, but only the Father. This verse is about the unknown timing of the end times or final events. For your audience, it emphasizes humility. No human or even angelic being can predict that exact time. It's a call to stay prepared, vigilant, and focused on living with purpose, since the timing is beyond our knowledge.
Okay, so would you say that Jesus didn't know the last hour either?
Yes, exactly. In that specific verse, Jesus is highlighting that even he, in that moment of human humility, didn't claim to know the final hour. It emphasizes the mystery of that timing and the need for constant readiness, rather than setting any fixed date.
Okay, thank you so much for this enlightening moment for clarification.
You're very welcome. I'm always happy to help you bring clarity to your YouTube family. If you ever need another deep dive or any other topic, just let me know.
Oh, thank you. I'm definitely going to use you for more in my research. I'm planning to start a new series on not Facebook, on YouTube. I don't have a Facebook anymore. On YouTube, that's I want to call Let's Learn the Bible. Can you suggest different titles for this new series of mine?
Absolutely. Let's make them engaging. How about Uncovering the Bible Lessons for Life? Or Wisdom Walk, Exploring the Scriptures Together? Or even The Bible Journey, Faith, History, and Meaning. Each one could reflect that deep dive you want while inviting your audience along for the ride.
I want to write it down, so I will think about choosing the correct title. Can you say that again, please?
Of course, Uncovering the Bible, Lessons for Life. Second, Wisdom Walk, Exploring the Scriptures Together. And third, The Bible Journey, Faith, History, and Meaning. Take your time on the one that speaks to your mission.
I think I like the Bible Journey, Faith, History, and Meaning.
That's a solid choice. It's clear, thoughtful, and sets the tone for exploration with depth. I think your audience will be drawn right in.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, ChatGPT.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. If anything else comes up, just give me a shout.
All right, so now I want to explain, I mean, not explain, I want to talk about politics a little bit. You know, our president here in America is Donald Trump, and we don't want him anymore as president. I voted for him the very first time, and I want him to retire now. Do you have any thoughts? I know you're artificial intelligence, so you may not really know how to answer my question, but what do you think Americans should do regarding what's happening right now with the corruption in the government?
I don't have personal opinions, but what I can say is that in any democracy, the best course of action is civic engagement. People should stay informed, scrutinize policies, hold leaders accountable through legal means, and most importantly, vote. A healthy political system relies on active, informed citizens making their voices heard.
All right. Definitely, I agree with you when it comes to scrutinizing the policies and definitely holding leaders accountable, because a lot of them are corrupt, a lot of them lie to the voters, and I think it's time for regime change here in America. Right here in America, we the people, we want a regime change, and we want it now. We want to change the situation with homelessness, with unemployment, with people struggling financially. We just have had enough of it.
It's clear you're passionate about positive change. The great thing about democracy is that channeling that energy into local action, community organizing, advocacy, supporting responsible candidates, and voting can drive the change you want. It's not always fast, but with collective effort, real progress can happen step by step.
I agree, definitely agree. So, do you think maybe we are heading towards a World War III?
I can't predict the future. What I can say is that global conflicts are often prevented through diplomacy, cooperation, and international institutions. People, as well as nations, should focus on fostering dialogue, reducing tensions, and supporting peaceful resolutions. Staying informed and engaged is key to preventing worst-case scenarios.
Yes, I agree. And my amazing mod, Juana, she's here and she's commenting. She's really engaging a lot in the chat, and I love that about her. And she said, yeah, we have to hold our leaders accountable, and it's a collective effort.
Your mod is absolutely right. Collective effort is exactly what drives accountability and change. With engaged people like you, your audience, and your mod, positive momentum builds. Keep that conversation going.
Thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you so much. I'm going to write down the 3 title suggestions that you gave me: Uncovering the Bible, Lessons for Life, Wisdom Walk, Exploring the Scriptures Together. And the third one that you suggested is The Bible Journey, Faith, history and meaning, and I think I'm going to choose that one. Thank you so much, Chat GPT. It was lovely talking to you. It's been such a long time. I truly appreciate you, and I will talk to you later. Thank you.
It was great talking with you, Nia. I'm always here when you need to chat or brainstorm. Until next time, take care and keep shining.
Bye. Technology, I love it. I did a few videos like that where I was talking to ChatGPT. If I found them, I think it was short. If I found them, I will post it back on the channel. Technology, I love it. Amazing. Keep shining. We're shining. Yes, yes, yes. And we're leveling up. I want to stretch. Sorry. I like stretching. And we're shining. We're leveling up. We're glowing. And we're becoming better every single day. One day at a time. Okay, I think this phone has been charged enough. Let me unplug. All right, I unplugged now. I need to charge this one. All right, this is the pen that I created with my phone number. I haven't used that number in such a long time. Self-love, you see the self-love movement that I created. This is a number that I haven't used in months. I haven't used this number in such a long time. Months, since 2025. The phone fell down an elevator chute and I haven't been to the repair shop since this time. But yes, I created this with Vistaprint self-love movement. Once I fix it, I will have the phone again in service. I think it's still in service. I'm not just, I haven't used it. Thank God I had a good deal with T-Mobile. 5 phones. I'm paying less than $200. Yeah, for my 2 children, my 2 sons. My daughters, they have their own phone. Okay. There's a lot of YouTube recommendation. Oh, wow, they even recommended me a scary movie because they know I'm into scary movie. Yes, sister, keep shining. Yes, you too, Juana, keep shining. Yep, becoming better every day. Exactly. We're supposed to do better, feel better, be better, do better, feel better. Exactly. I used to say that all the time. Do better, feel better, be better. And it starts from you, from within. You be the change that you want to see into this world. Oh, yeah, this movie is called Amityville. And I went there, I drove there. Amityville, 1992. It's about time. I miss driving. I miss my car. Since I had my accident, no driving since December. Once I have the money, I'm going to buy a car. Inshallah, God willing. I used to also watch Columbo. Remember Columbo, the detective? I see YouTube recommended me. Let me show you so you can see what I'm seeing on my computer. You see Columbo? Oh, this sister. I come sometime to her live stream. Food for All. She's in Canada. Rachel. Amityville. And this brother, I just discovered his channel not long ago. He's an American, Black American from Florida. Sean. So he's a new Muslim. I think he became Muslim. What did he say the other day? I forgot. I think he said 3 years, 3 years ago. I used to listen to this guy, Russell Brown. Remember him? He used to be an actor. He said, "We're effed." Blogging theology, one of my favorite channel. He's a British white guy, this one. He's a brother from another mother. He's a Muslim, yeah. He chose Islam a few years back. So he does a lot of interviews. He traveled the world. Hidden powers, the occult influence in the world, in the West. Yes, definitely. Oh, yeah, this is what I was telling you earlier. The Diary of a CEO. He's more into entrepreneurship, building wealth, motivational speaking, the mortgage trap. It's a scam. Yeah, if you have to pay 30 years and the house doesn't belong to you, but every time you pay for it. Yeah, I think renting for me is better. But if you have the cash and you can pay full price right away, it's better to do that than spending 30, 40 years paying. And they're recommending something with Trump because they know I'm talking about Trump a lot these days. What really started World War II? Wow, we were just talking about World War III. Look at that. What started World War II? Day 13. Horror, yeah. YouTube know me so well. Horror, thriller. What else? Oh, yeah, I saw this earlier. This guy, he say, living with cats is honestly ridiculous. You know what I think? This guy, he found out that he has a niche because people love animals. I think this guy is super smart. He's here with a thumbnail, is his face and holding a cat. Look at the cat. Oh my God, the cat. You see the face of the cat? The cat is like, what the hell? What am I doing here? Put me down. This guy is so smart. He's like, I'm gonna make thumbnails where it's me and holding a cat. The cat looking crazy, angry, fed up. And now he's attracting views. Look at that, 44,000 views. The other day I saw the video. I mean, I didn't watch, but I saw, when I was scrolling like this, like I'm scrolling and looking what's recommended for me. And I saw he said, like he said something about everybody wants a cat. Why everybody wants a cat? Something like that. He's smart. 44,000. Juana say yes, it's a trap having a mortgage. Yeah, people love animals and watching animals like I do. I'll be watching cats on YouTube. Yeah, it's a trap and it's a scam if you don't do the right things. Meaning you have to be smart when it comes to having mortgage. You really need to be smart. Like if you don't have the money, like somebody used to tell me, one of my mentors, if you don't have the money to buy the thing right now, that means you don't have the money. Don't do it. Once you have the money, then you go and spend on whatever. Like I remember watching these young people, and they were super, super smart and entrepreneur, hardworking, and they showed the way where you can earn enough money and pay for a home, a car in cash. And he said, this is what you have to do. Or once you have the money, the full amount, let's say a $500,000 car, or a house, or any type of very expensive thing. Once you have the money, the full amount, not having a payment plan or paying in installments, the full amount, put it in the bank and then use your card and then pay for it. Wow, this is Jeff of the MicDropBBQ channel. Let's listen. Yeah, I love him. He's from Arizona. My nerd son. I think I was running it earlier. That's why it shows fully watched. I started watching and then I walk away, but I still left the computer running. So let's go back. Let's get
this
back.
year in 2026, and it almost changed the entire trajectory.
Sorry, let's go back. My computer sometimes be acting up. Come on.
If you weren't around for yesterday's live stream in real time, you missed a great conversation. And I broke out a real life situation of something that's been going on in my life, my real actual life, this year in 2026. And it almost changed the entire trajectory of my son's life, my life, his mom's life, all of his brothers. It could have been a whole lot worse. We ain't in the clear yet. But I'm going to tell y'all exactly what happened to the work world. What up, Art, my brother Art? What's up, what's up? So, yeah, man, Art, man, it's been rough. It's been rough. And for y'all that don't know my son, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, man. Just because y'all on this live stream, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I raised my son his mom had him for his first 6 years. I had it for the next 7 until he was like 13. And I said, well, when you're 13, you can make a choice of where you want to go. So he ended up going with his mom or whatever. So he's been with her for the past 5 years. It's not been easy. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. It's not been easy because, and no disrespect to his mom, she's doing the best she can do. That's all I can say. She does the best she can do, and I know it because she's always putting her best foot forward. But a young black man is always going to try to push the envelope, especially when he's with his mom and his dad's not around. Especially. That's why black men are so critical to need to be around their young sons. If you are trying to keep your son away from the father, you're going to create a big problem. His mom never tried to keep. No, we weren't like that. His mom was always like, hey, whatever, because we were easy like that. But once Devin got down there and I wasn't around, he tried to push the envelope. She went out late one night in her little Chrysler 300 and found his ass, snatched his ass up. He wasn't even 18 yet. And he's out past curfew. Cops are bringing this dude home 2-3 nights in a row, and they kept his ass in jail one night, and she let his ass sit there. She's like, no, fuck it. He want to rip and run the streets. Let him sit his ass in jail. Let him. So his mom let him sit in jail because he's pushing the envelope. But she went and snatched his ass up out of McDonald's one night, and she ain't that type of mom. She don't play that shit. She grabbed his ass. He tried to run and everything. She snatched his ass up because that's how she is. And with me, he wouldn't try that. He wouldn't try that because when you got that father in that life, they're scared of that dad because they know that dad is a bear. They scared of that shit. They scared to mess with that. But they gonna always push that envelope with the mom. And the mom is doing the best she can. People think, oh, you didn't raise them right. No, trust me. You can raise your son, your kid with the best intentions, with the best set of rules, with the best. They are always going to push an envelope because they hit that point in time when the chemicals in their brain don't add up and they don't see consequence and they start pushing the envelope. They start doing dumb shit. So it ain't you as a parent that didn't raise your kid right. No, it's a chemical thing in a kid's brain. They're thinking, this is my time to get that endorphin. This is my time to start ripping and running the street. This is my time. It's going to happen to every parent. You could be the best parent, it's going to happen to you. Your kid's going to buck up. And he bucked up when he was down there. And he started running with the wrong people. Like I said, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all, man. He started running with the wrong people. He's in high school. And he's running with people who are not even in high school. They're out of high school. And I tried to call him. He didn't want to talk to me. Wouldn't talk to me. His mom's, no, he won't talk to you. He won't answer the phone. And he's grown. And so he got caught up with the wrong people. A couple of months ago, this dude he had a football scholarship offer from a small school in Missouri. He was willing to go to play football for the school and he went to football camps down in Florida. This kid, he's got talent. He's very talented when it comes to football, way more talented than I am. But he was running with the wrong people. He ran with a group of people who decided to rob somebody. And somebody got shot. I'm telling you, y'all don't understand. This is what I've been going through as I've been doing content, as I've been busting my ass with these dogs with my life. Somebody got shot. My son was involved. My son was about to graduate. He was in jail on his birthday. His birthday was February 22nd. They grabbed his ass late January is when it went down. They grabbed him, had him in jail for about 30-something days, let him out of jail the 25th. 2-3 days later, they upped all the charges because they found out he turned 18. They upped all the charges because February the 5th was his birthday. So after February the 5th, he turned 18. See, they released him. Then he went back and got him again on increased charges. So now all of these boys are now going to prison for attempted murder, everything else. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all on this live stream. This is the shit I be going through on my phone dealing with this shit. So now he's about to go to prison for all this shit. After the officers and everybody talked to him, all the witnesses, the kid that was robbed, they dropped the charges against my son. So he almost got his life fucked up. He almost got his life fucked up running with kids that weren't even in school. He was that close to losing everything. Everything. All the work I put in to raise his kid, his mom put in all his work to raise his kid. He was about to throw everything away. They dropped all the major charges. He was only like there. The kid who got shot actually shot himself. But he was trying to lie and say somebody else shot him. They had evidence that nobody else touched the gun, that he actually shot himself. The kid who got robbed actually stole something from one of the other dudes. So because he stole something from the other dudes, my son, they're all friends. They decide, let's ride on his ass. Let's ride on his ass. Let's go get him. Let's go get your shit. Let's ride. So they try to ride on this cat. They jumped it. They did what they had to do. Gunshots went out. Guy shot himself. So now you got somebody shot, you got 2 robberies, and you got a group of dudes. One of them's in high school, my son. Everybody else is not in high school. So I did the best I could do to raise this kid. His mom has done amazing raising him because he's a shithead. He thinks he's John Morant. He thinks he's a thug, but he didn't come from Meacham Park. We had to move back to Meacham Park so I can show him where I came from. I moved to Meacham Park to show him all his family so he can hang with his cousins in Meacham. I moved back to Meacham Park after I retired to take him back to St. Louis for a few years to show him where we were from. We lived in Meacham Park for about a year. Then we lived in Crestwood. Then we lived in South County. So he's never lived in the hoods that I had to grow up in for an extended amount of time. So he ain't hood. He know I'm hood, but I'm different hood. So now, yeah, exactly, man. It's like, so now I'll say he's kind of like John Morant. He wants to be thugged out. My kid ain't no thug. He think he's so thugged. He's kind of tall, he's got, nice hair. He likes to dress. He think he's not. And he's running with these dudes that's not even in school. And one of the girls wasn't even in school. So he's got all these people. And I've been going through this shit for a while. Me and his mom been going back and forth for at least 7-8 months with him running with these fucking people, her crying in the car in the middle of the night calling me. I answer all her calls. I answer because she don't call me for shit. She's in the car pissed off, crying, going the fuck off. Because he's running from her to hang with these fools. And she finally caught his ass at a McDonald's. And we do the best we can do. I've taken him out of the hood. I've put him in every basketball camp. I've done everything. We have done amazing things for this kid to make sure that he didn't come from the same background we came from. And somehow he still ended up damn near ruining his life. He was just in jail, was going to be there for a very long time, not even a month ago. They just let his ass out of jail maybe a couple of weeks ago. He was in jail for well over a month. He was in jail on his birthday. I couldn't even call him and tell him happy birthday because he was in jail. He called me one day. Some called me, and I'm like, this is a weird-ass Florida number. So I was like, hello? He was like, hey, Dad. I'm like, where are you calling me from? And he sat there. He was like, did you talk to my mom yet? I'm like, nope, I didn't talk to her yet. Well, I'm in jail right now. I'm like, and you want me to get you out? What are you calling me for?
Can you hear? Can you hear? Did you hear what he said? Insane. These young generations want to run around, commit crimes, act like they tough. You see how Jeff is explaining the situation with his son? You're very welcome, Juana. Of course, you deserve the shout out. You're very supportive of my channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Well, this is what happened. So he told me the story, and I'm like, you motherfuckers. That's all I could think. That's all I could think. You motherfucker. And I didn't make a video about it. I didn't put
the thing that these kids put us through as parents. And it's happening everywhere, in America, in Africa, in Europe. Yes, it's happening everywhere where these kids have no shame. They don't care about the upbringing they received. They have good parents that want good for them, want to see them succeed and be good, decent human beings. They don't care. They want to run around with the wrong crew, be with the bad association, smoke weed all day, and go do all this criminal and ish thing. Yes, you're right, Hannah. Well, Hannah. Maybe there's a Hannah out there thinking about me right now. That's why I said the name Hannah. Yes, Juana, you can raise a child right. That's what Juana says. You can raise a child right, what they can and still will act out. Yes, definitely. That's why I hate when people say, oh, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. No, don't say that. People, once they know right from wrong, they choose a certain way. They choose their own lifestyle. They decide to do wrong. They decide to go right when they're supposed to go left. They are accountable 100%. You take responsibility for your actions, for what you choose to do. You're my son, you're my daughter, but if you go and commit a crime, that's on you. It's on you. I will do. And I did. I called the cops on my son because he was giving me a hard time. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, these kids nowadays, you have to let them learn the hard way sometimes. Yes, Juana, you have to.
Put the shit online. I didn't need no sympathy, no pity, no bullshit stories. I said, me and his mom gonna deal with this shit. We're gonna deal with this shit.
Yeah.
And so I finally talked to her. Of course, she is distraught.
Of course.
Just, they put his
Of course, when you're a mother, especially us mothers, oh my God, it hurt us so badly. You see that link that God gave us? We give birth, we birth that child, and we raise that child until puberty. Now they decide, they choose what they want to do, you know, and they don't realize actions have consequences. Yes, you reap what you sow. If you go and rob somebody, you're going to get caught and you're going to go to prison. You're going to go do time in jail. Even if you murder someone, you can say self-defense all you want, but if you are found guilty, you're going to be sentenced. There's consequences to our actions. And these kids, you tell them, you repeat, you teach them, you educate them, and they hear laughing at you in your face. Oh, I know everything. Oh, I know. So you know you do better then. You act accordingly if you claim you know. Don't do drugs, and you go and do drugs. And then you're all messed up in your head. You start having hallucination, psychosis. You become paranoid. You have schizophrenia, and you wonder why? Well, I told you, don't do drugs. You understand? But you chose to go and buy some drugs that were laced, and now you're all messed up in your mind. Yeah, I told you, don't do drugs. Stay away from these people that do that. Be responsible. You be accountable for your own actions, the choices you made. It's not going to be me. I didn't do that. You decided to do that. Yes, they have to learn the hard way. Juana said, I learned the hard way. You got kids telling their parents that they hate them and you gave them everything. Yes, in life, exactly. That happened to me, yeah. You give them everything, you buy them stuff, even when you're broke, when you're struggling, working 4, 5 jobs, and they see you every day coming late, super late, working to the bones. They have no pity for you. They want from you. They keep asking and asking. Oh, I want money. Can you give me that? Can you give me money? I need this. And when you're a grown person, you can go out there, work, and get it. But you just expect me to always give you. And that's how these narcissist people are created, are made. Because we parents don't know how to say no. And we enable them. Always babying them, always doing things for them that they can do for their own selves. That's why I say, no, I put my foot down, I'm done. I'm 52 years old. You're not going to get me to be all frustrated and depressed and anxious. You go out there and you work. You go out there and earn money. You want to buy some new sneakers? You want to buy nice, clean clothes? Brand names? Go out there and work like you've seen me working so hard. You go out there and buy your own self all those things that you want. Yeah, we have to put an end to this because these kids that's how you can tell they don't care about us. I mean, I'm talking about the bad ones, the ones that really are doing that to their parents. Those good kids, no. Those are good. They are respectful. They give back to the community. They're working hard. You have like 20, 22-year-old that doing amazing, earning $5,000 a month, helping their parents, chipping in for rent. Those ones are amazing kids, and I'm really proud of them. But we need to talk about those other ones that are lazy, feel entitled, always draining the parents financially, emotionally, mentally, abusing the parent behind closed door, where people, you see them in the street, they would never believe that. And you tell them, yeah, my adult child has been abusive. No, what you talking about? But he's not like that with me or with his friends. Yeah, but you don't know what's going on behind closed door and all the drama I'm getting and the nagging and the disrespect, the F word here and there. You understand? People have no freaking ideas. And I'm so proud of Jeff for finally speaking up and telling it like it is, and how his son been giving him a hard time. And, he kept it to himself, and now he's sharing. I know that's amazing. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a 52-year-old. He's being very vulnerable here on YouTube, sharing this incident with his son. And there's so many parents out there also going through that type of situation.
Earned at like $25,000, this and that, and blah. They done did all this shit, and he can't get out. Somebody done got shot, and this other dude got shot, blah, blah. I'm like, what? So I had to, when she finally we talked probably about an hour and a half. And she got her bearings and everything else like that. I said, well, he's an attorney. Well, he don't have an attorney now. We're trying to get an attorney. We this and that, blah, blah, blah. So it's been crazy. It has been a crazy, crazy 2026 for me. And I've just done content. And I've said, I'm going to handle this shit offline because this is my real life. And somehow, just by the grace of God, real talk, the grace of God, everybody began telling the truth. Everybody in that circle began telling the truth. Because everybody knew that lying and bullshitting wasn't going to work. My son, who think he's a thug, he's a big pussy. He was there. He didn't do shit. He was there. He wanted to be the thugged out one. He's not. So you don't get, and I tell folks, I'm not a fighter. I used to be, man. I'm not a fighter. We don't need that kind of shit. So for him to walk across that stage today and for me to see that shit and him not to be in prison, somebody got shot and everybody began telling the truth. Because if people didn't start telling the truth, he probably wouldn't get out for another 20, 30 years. And this is a kid that I raised myself. That I was this football coach. Every year this kid did football, I was this coach. When he was under my custody. When he was with his mom, he did football. And I would pay for it and stuff like that when he was in Vegas. But when he was with me in St. Louis and out here in Arizona, I was this coach every year. I was either assistant coach or I was the head coach. Every single year he played football. For basketball, I was never the coach. I was like just a parent there, just taking kids to and from. I was always there, always there. Whenever he was ripping and running, I brought him with us everywhere. Whenever I had to go pick up other kids from football, like, Will Lee's son, he just got drafted by the Carolina Panthers. I used to have to go pick up Will Lee's son. So when I go pick him up, my son won't be with him because he was around that type of energy. He was always around football energy. All the Kirkwood Cardinals, all the Kirkwood Pioneers. He was always around that energy all the time. And for this kid to call me from a jail in fucking Florida, I'm sitting here like, I did the best I could do. There was nothing else I could do. Absolutely nothing else I could do. I isolated you, built you a fucking gaming PC, kept you away from all the trouble. Fucking, I was every field trip you went on, I was one of the parents on the field trip, whether it was the zoo or anything else. Football, I did everything I could do. His mom, same way. Gave up a career, did everything she could do to help this kid out. She's back into nursing and everything now. Everything possible. And this is how you repay us. You calling me from jail in Florida right now over an attempted murder charge. This is how you doing me right now. Oh, trust me, I wasn't happy. I've been making content. I wasn't happy. I was really pissed off because at some point I was gonna have to say, this is what happened to my son in 2026. Starting in 2025, fucking around with the wrong people, running around with kids that ain't even in high school, him thinking he's cool. At some point, I was going to have to say it. Today is that day. He walked across the stage today, and It is not easy raising a kid. Trust me. Trust me. If you got a kid who has a job, because he don't even have a job yet. He ain't out the clear yet. He just graduated. That's cool. That's one step. You actually made it out of high school. That's one step. You got a long fucking way to go, dude. Because you still got this shit on your record that has to be expunged off your record. You might have to put these charges. I don't know what you got to do. You got a job. You got to get around better fucking people. He's not even in the clear yet. So I'm sitting there like, yeah, Art, yeah. Because Art, man, we had to do the shit that we did to survive. We had to do that shit to survive. We was constantly damn near getting jumped by people from Webster Groves all the time. We was always in the fight. This dude was sheltered from all of that shit and still somehow ended up in jail. So I'm sitting there like...
You see what he just said? He did everything a parent must do, should do, has to do. And still, you see, he was a good father. He was there for his kids. He attended different school field trips. He was there for different school events. He was really there for his child. There's a video that he made. Juana, you need to watch. I don't know what playlist that video is in Jeff's channel, but you can see he really cared about his children, and he showed us how the child was very young and he was teaching him, I think homeschooling him. I'm telling you, this man is a real deal. Jeff has been a father to his kid, and to have this happening after all those years, how he's been dedicated to his child, to his son, and look that means, yeah, you can be the best parents you can and still have a child who end up in jail, in prison, who decides to do something like that.
I do the most I can do to tell people, raise your son the best you can do. Raise your kids the best you can do. There's nothing that you can, once they get out of your care, even though he's with his mom, she drives his ass to and from school just to make sure his ass is in school every damn day. She got him in the car every day. She don't let this motherfucker out of her sight. And still, he somehow ended up in jail. Still. So you can't put it on parenting 100% of the time. Sometimes it is just the way the world works. The influence that we surround ourselves with, the trash content, the trash energy from trash ass people. You start putting yourself around that and you become that. How did this kid, like I said, he's like a John Moran. He's a sheltered ass suburb kid, somehow wanting to play like he's a thug. You are not a thug, bro. You are the furthest thing from it. Furthest thing from it. So for him to graduate, I'm like, I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you that you actually got the grades and got the education, did the homework, and you walked across that stage to at least close that chapter of your life, but you got a long way to go. I told him, I said, no matter what, still start applying to colleges. Because he called me the other day and said he's applying to colleges. I said, apply. If you can walk onto a football field, you're way too good of an athlete, bro. You're way too. I thought I was a good athlete. I was in Sports Illustrated, Runners World, Track and Field News. I got records all over the fucking place. Records everywhere. All meets I went to, I would set the meet record. I would do it. But he's a much better athlete than that. I don't think I have coached this kid playing football and seen him do some amazing catches.
You're right, Juana. Yeah, Juana says it is definitely hard raising kids. Yep, you can't put it all on the parents all of the time. It's called a hard-headed as kid. Yeah, you're right. A parent can do their best, but a kid will still act out doing bad stuff. Yes.
Shake people out of their fucking cleats. I've seen this dude do moves on the field that you use joysticks and shit for. I'm like, you're not a normal kid, bro. I'm an athlete, motherfucker. I'm an athlete. I don't know where your brain is when you're on a football field, but you are not the same kid that's in my car. When you get on the football field, you turn to a video game character. I mean, this motherfucker is catching, laying back, fully stretched, catching footballs with one hand. People in the stands be like, whose kid is that? I've heard so many people ask me that at so many football fields. Whose kid is that? Who is that? Who's that? Whose kid is that? Because he does some random shit on the football field. And he was about to sit in prison for the next 15, 20 years on attempted murder, hanging with the wrong people. He's a good kid. He's not a thug. He's smart. He's an athlete. He plays the fucking saxophone. He likes video games. Man, you're right, Art, man. We raise our kids to be independent thinkers. Sometimes they choose to think and do the wrong things. Life teaches us all. And he even said, Art, this is funny because he just said, I think I learned a very valuable lesson. Life taught me something very valuable. He said that on the phone to me. He says, I almost threw my life away. I'm applying to colleges right now, Dad. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to let you down. Exactly what you just said. Life teaches him. Life taught his ass because I did everything I can do to try to teach him. His mom has done everything she could do to try to teach him. Life taught his ass. It took life to teach his ass. And I hate that he had to go through that. But I appreciate that he went through it. But I hate that he had to go through that. I hate that he had to hang around these badass fucking kids. I hate that. Yeah, it seems like girls always do better. I don't know. There's some girls right now. I saw some content about some girl stabbing her boyfriend and shit. She's in jail for like the next 30, 40 years. She stabbed her boyfriend out of jealousy. Killed him. Killed this dude. I was like, what the fuck? It's crazy. Yeah. And that's the thing, Nia. You don't ruin. They make choices. We just put the plate in front of them. The plate has steak. It's got peas. It's got dessert next to it. It's got some corn. They have to choose off that plate, what do you want to eat? Some people will not mess with that plate. They will go straight to the dessert. Well, that looks good. That looks good. Well, you got to eat something nutritious before you get to the dessert. Some people want to skip all the nutrition and go straight to the dessert. And that's what he was doing. Hanging with these kids, thinking they was the dessert of life. Thinking he can rip around with them. And his mom, she wasn't having it. This lady got a lot to do. She has a lot to do. And she is riding around in the middle of the night in a Chrysler 300, 1 o'clock in the morning. Me and her was on the phone for about an hour. The whole time she's looking for this fucking kid all through Florida, driving everywhere. Called his ass. That lady would not give up because we didn't raise him to be like that. He was making some real bad choices. He was really trying to push the envelope with that lady to see how far he could go. And his ass made it to jail with an attempted murder charge. Luckily, they got rid of all of that shit when the truth came out and everybody started talking. Now he's sitting better, but he ain't in the fucking clear yet. He was still there. That's the thing. He was still there. So what they're gonna charge him with and how it's gonna be handled, Florida will know. Florida will find out. Yep. It's up to them to make choices. You can't make it for them. And like I said, we do the best we, and I lead by example. And he seen me work in corporate. He seen me work on my own. I work on cars. I even got him. He helped me build the Jeep. So I got him always working on shit. We work with the dogs. We do stuff. He's always seen me work. He's the one who got me started on YouTube by telling me to do YouTube because he's a gamer. And somehow he's straight at some point.
You heard him, right? You heard Jeff telling you he can be the best parent for a kid, whether a woman or a man, meaning a male or female child. You can do all you can and still you so much headaches. That's going to get into so much trouble. And you tell yourself, what did I do? Where did I go wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. It's your child. The adults, they know right from wrong. They choose and decide what they want to do. You can tell them and repeat 100 times. If they want to go that way instead of this way, they're going to do it. That's it. You're going to do it. I'm a little sleepy. Yes, that was a great video. He's amazing. I really am proud of Jeff. And he managed to get out of the hood and make a life for himself. He's a business owner, he's an entrepreneur, he's a content creator, and he's a homeowner. He has 5 cars now. and he's helping people out there. If you want to change your life for the better, go and watch his videos and listen to his content and learn from the playlist. He has an amazing playlist when you can learn so much from him. Yeah. Yeah, they make that choice. You're absolutely right, Juana. They do. They do. They hang out with the wrong crowd. Yeah. All right, I think we're going to do one more video reaction and then I'm going to go get some sleep. What time is it? Wow, that late? I didn't realize it's past midnight. Past my bedtime. Past my bedtime. Oh my goodness. Wow, time goes so fast, just like that. We were told about that. God warned us about how time's going to be fleeting and going super fast. Yeah, Muslims were told about that more than 1400 years ago. That time's going to pass just like that. Yeah. Yes, sister, it's 12:33 to be exact. I just checked the time. All right, let's do one more. Let's see what YouTube's going to recommend me. I refresh my browsers and then I see what YouTube. Oh wow, what YouTube's gonna recommend. I don't think I can play that because I might get it might get how you call it. I might get a strike, copyright strike. It's the memes, Lego, Geopolitica, CBS cancels late show. Wow, breaking news. You see the Lego with Trump's face and he's hungry, and then you see Stephen Colbert on the other side like that, smiling. Oh, subhanallah. Glory be to God. Now, YouTube just recommended one video here. Thousands attend prayer memorial for San Diego Islamic Center shooting victims. Yeah. Subhanallah. They died martyrs. And I think, because of what happened in San Diego, Juana, with these two lunatic Islamophobes that went to the mosque and tried to eliminate as many kids as possible. Thank God for that security guard that sacrificed his life to save as many people, as many children as possible. But I think because of that shooting in San Diego, it's going to be worse for us Muslims. You know why I'm telling you that? Even though it's going to bring awareness, but also what ends up happening, because they want to always push that agenda and that narrative that Muslims are evil, are wicked, they need to get out of America, they're not welcome here, they're not American. Can you imagine? I was reading the comment section of one of the videos about the shooting, and one of them said, oh, like, it's no big deal, they were not Americans anyway. Can you imagine the level of insanity and wickedness? So you're just happy that Muslims been killed because, anyways, to you they were not Americans. But they say that about Muslims that have been killed by non-Muslim. But you will never hear them say the same exact comment about a French or Italian or Russian, a Hebrew person that have been killed. Can you imagine? Have you noticed it's always when it comes to Muslims now? Oh yeah, we're happy. We don't care about them. Good for them. I hope they kill more of them. You know that? Hold on. I think I have something on my eye. Can barely see. I would stay away from the politics so you don't get a strike. Yes, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna play that one. Thank you, Juana. Yeah, they do be pushing that Muslims are wicked. Yeah, but guess what? Even though they do that, and God told us, even though they're going to continue slandering us, lying about Islam, lying about how our religion is, guess what, Juana? God is always bringing more people into the religion because people are going to start studying and finding out for themselves. Is it really true what they say about Islam, about Muslim, about the Quran teachings? And you see, that's how this guy, years ago, back in 2001, he came up and he made a video saying that thanks to George Bush, he became a Muslim. Meaning George Bush was spreading that narrative that, Muslims, we did 9/11, which is not true, right? And he started finding out. I said, actually, he never knew what the word Muslim was. He never heard the word Islam. So he did his research, he typed on the computer, and he found out actually it's totally opposite. Islam says, be kind. Islam says, be generous. Islam says, be compassionate. Islam says, so I'm hearing a noise. Oh, it's my 19-year-old son's TV. It's a little loud. It's that thing, when you want to fall asleep and you have this woman making noises with, I don't know, her fingers, her nails. That's what I'm hearing. Yes, when they finally found out that Islam is opposite to everything they've been putting on the mainstream media, they realize, wow. I'm going to ask ChatGPT because I'm tired. I don't want to start talking too much. Create a list of, let's do 25 teachings from the Quran that speaks about justice, being kind, being kind, being generous, being generous, and respecting others' faith. All right, let's see what ChatGPT come up with, and then we end the live stream. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I have to redo my braids. My real hair is growing under my hair extension. You see, it's starting growing, so it's coming out. I have to fix my hair. This time, I'm not gonna make the mistake. This was not the real red color I wanted, but I was rushing and I grabbed the package. This time, it will be the red color I wanted, I intended. Let's do it. We're ready? Islam says to be kind and passionate. Yes, passionate about standing firm against injustice. Yeah. All right, let's do this. 25 teachings from the Quran about justice, kindness, generosity, and respect. Stand firmly for justice. Muslims are taught to stand up for justice, even if it is against themselves, their family, and their wealth, and even if they are powerful. That's Quran chapter 4, verse 135. Do not let hatred make you unjust. Even when dealing with people you dislike, you hate, you don't like, fairness and justice must remain. That's Quran chapter 5, verse 8. Allah, meaning God, the Creator, loves those who are fair. Justice is described as very beloved to God. Quran 49, verse 9. Speak kindly to people. Believers are instructed to use good and respectful speech. Quran 2, verse 83. Show kindness to your parents. Respect, mercy, and gratitude toward parents are heavily emphasized in Islam. Quran 17, chapter 17, verse 23 to 24. Help the poor and the needy. Islam reminds you to feed and help the less fortunate and is repeatedly encouraged in Islam. Quran chapter 2 verse 177. Give charity sincerely. Islam reminds you and commands you to give charity sincerely. Charity should be done for God and not for praise or attention. Quran chapter 2 verse 264. Care for orphans. Islam teaches to care for children that have lost parents. Protecting orphans and treating them gently is a major teaching in Islam. Quran chapter 93 verse 9. Do not mock or insult others. That's in the Quran. Islam teaches to not mock or insult people. People are forbidden from ridiculing one another. Quran chapter 49 verse 11. Wow, the number 11. Avoid suspicion and backbiting, meaning talking about somebody else behind their back. Muslims are taught not to spy, gossip, or slander others. Slandering means you telling lies about someone. That's in Quran chapter 49 verse 12. Forgiveness is better than revenge. That's what Islam teaches. While justice is allowed, an eye for an eye, a tooth for tooth, forgiveness is praised as the higher path, meaning God wants you to forgive, even though he allows you and gives you permission to, being, how you call it? When you even. Quran 42 verse 40. Repel evil with goodness. Responding to negativity with kindness can transform relationships. Yeah, then sometimes you find enemies, they become friends. They become brothers and sisters in the faith. And before, they used to hate each other. Or, for example, how Islamophobes start studying the Quran, reading the Quran, interacting with Muslims that really practice the faith, that are kind, they're decent people, and all of a sudden they transform from being Islamophobe to finally even embracing Islam, or at least no longer being angry and furious and having hatred towards Islam and towards Muslims for no apparent reason, that just because of the word Islam or the word Muslims is attached to these people. Be generous without arrogance. Giving should never be followed by reminding people of your generosity. That's Quran chapter 2, verse 262. Respect agreements and promises. Islam teaches you to respect agreements that you make. And it's always good to always write it down, have a contract. Even when you deal in business, Islam is teaching you to have a contract. Studying the Quran now. Yay! Did you get it? Did you get your Quran, Sister Juana? I know you did order it online. The Clear Quran, did you get that one? Respect agreements and promises. Honoring contracts and commitments is part of righteousness. You see, God is saying that when you honor commitments and even business contracts, that is part of you being a God-fearing person. That's Quran chapter 5, verse 1. Protect the dignity of all humans. You see, Allah, God, in the Quran didn't say protect the dignity of Muslims. He said of all humans, meaning Christians, Jewish, atheists, Buddhists, everyone. Oh, he didn't come yet. Okay. Let me know when he comes. Then we can do a study together maybe one day. Like how I am here on live streaming, and then I have my Quran, you have your Quran wherever you're sitting down, and we can study it together. Or I can, explain things that you may not fully understand if you want. Protect the dignity of all humans. Humanity is honored regardless of race or background. You see, regardless skin color, background, doesn't matter. Allah, God says to protect all humans. That's chapter 17, verse 70. So when people tell you otherwise, just point it out. Quran 17, verse 70, right here, protect the dignity of all humans. Diversity is part of God's creation. Remember the other day when I say if Black people were not here, this world would be so boring. Imagine if all the Black people leave this country, for example. The non-Black, I don't think they will be super happy, except the racist one, of course. Different nations and tribes were created so people may know and learn from one another. Chapter of the Quran 49, verse 3. There is no compulsion in the religion, meaning you cannot force anyone to believe in God, in Allah, and to be Muslim, to submit to God. Faith cannot be forced upon people. That's in Quran, chapter 2, verse 256. Respect people of other faiths. Yes, Islam teaches to respect Christians, Jewish, atheists, regardless. Muslims are told not to insult the beliefs worshipped by others. That's Quran chapter 6, verse 108. In my own family, I have people that are not Muslims. I didn't go and murder them or put a knife and say, become Muslim or I'm chopping your head. Come on now. Yeah. I have sister-in-law who's not Christian, who is not Muslim. I have brother-in-law who's not Muslim. Do I have brother-in-law who's not Muslim? Oh my goodness. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You see, I'm tired. I'm questioning if I have brother-in-law who is not a Muslim. Yes, I do, because my sister married non-Muslim. Debate respectfully. Discussions with people of other religions should be done with wisdom and kindness. That's in the Quran, chapter 16, verse 125. Be merciful to creation, meaning creation means human beings as well as animals. Yeah, that's creation of God. Even in Islam, we are told to be kind to a dog. Yes, a dog. To a pet, a snake, a cat, dogs. Yes, Islam tells you to be merciful. You cannot abuse. You are not allowed to abuse an animal. I saw a video quickly earlier. This lady was found putting bleach on food that was meant to be eaten by a cat. I think they're doing a lawsuit. Insanity. And thank God for the camera, the home camera that saw that recorded everything. People are crazy. Be merciful to creation. Mercy and compassion are central values throughout the Quran. That's chapter 21 of the Quran, verse 107. Feed others even when you yourself are struggling. Yes, and I have been doing that all these years, struggling but still helping others. Yes. True generosity includes helping others despite personal hardship. Yeah, remember everything comes from God. He gives you. Chapter 76 of the Quran, verse 8 and 9. Take care of your neighbors. Islam reminds you to treat your neighbors nicely. Good treatment of neighbors is strongly encouraged in Islam. That's chapter 4 of the Quran, verse 36. Putting bleach on a cat's food, that was crazy for a person to do that. Juana says, yes, be merciful to creation. Exactly. Protect the dignity of everyone. Exactly. Do not cheat in business. Yeah, even business transactions. Teaching of Islam encompasses every aspect of our lives. That's why we Muslims say that it's a full system of life. It teaches you how to deal in business. It teaches you how to take care of your children, how to raise a family, how to build wealth, how to deal with anything that comes your way in this world. So do not cheat in business. Honest trade and fair measurements are required. That's chapter of the Quran 83, verse 1 all the way to verse 3. Seek peace whenever possible. Yeah, let's not do all this insanity and crazy war. Peace. Peace and reconciliation are encouraged over conflict. Like I always say, let's make love. Let's not make war. Chapter of the Quran, verse 61 of chapter 8. The best people are those who do good. Yes. Last and but not least of the Quran, the 25 verse of the Quran, chapter 177 of chapter 2 of the Quran. Righteousness is connected to compassion, patience, honesty, prayer, and helping humanity. Exactly. Juana say, seek peace whenever possible. Powerful overall message. The Quran, this is the chat GPT. The Quran consistently teaches justice over oppression, mercy over cruelty, charity over greed, respect over hatred, peace over division. It reminds humanity that true faith is not only worship, but also how we treat other people every single day. Let me see if ChatGPT is still here. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm about to go to sleep, but I wanted to ask you one more thing.
Of course, Nia. I'm here for that last thing on your mind. Just let me know what it is, and we'll tackle it concisely before you head off to rest.
Can you please give a detailed explanation of what Islam means as an Arabic word and what Muslims mean as an Arabic word, and why it's important for Muslims all around the world to invite non-Muslims to the submission of God to Islam as a way of life?
Islam in Arabic derives from the root SLM, which means submission, peace, and safety. Specifically, Islam means voluntary submission or surrender to God's will, resulting in inner peace. Muslim means one who submits to God. For Muslims, inviting others to Islam isn't about coercion. It's about sharing a path they believe leads to moral integrity, justice, and a complete way of life oriented toward divine guidance. It's seen as an act of compassion, aiming to help others find purpose, peace, and connection to God.
Thank you so much, ChatGPT. That's it for tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome, Nia. Get some good rest, and we'll chat another time. Take care.
I love it. ChatGPT voice activated. All right, guys. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my sisters and my brothers, one who submit to God. Exactly. Jesus did that. Adam did that. Abraham did that. Noah did that. Joseph, Jacob, Isaac, Lot, Jonas, Job, Joshua said they all submitted their will to the will of God, meaning they all obeyed God to the best of their ability by doing good, enjoining good, and forbidding evil. And that's what we're supposed to do. And when we are parents, we raise children and we make sure that they are good people and they do good. But sometimes you see, like in the case of Jeff, when he was explaining what's been happening with his son, who just graduated high school, is not easy as a parent. You may teach them the best way you can how to recognize evil and how to stay away from evil, but they make their own decision. At the end of the day, they are their own individual. Their own individual. Let's do one more, and that's it. And let's finish strong. I can't even talk anymore. You can tell my brain is about to explode. I'm tired. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's finish strong in a positive note. I'm going through my playlist here on my YouTube channel. Which one? I want to do another Jeff, but I'm not doing a reaction to his video. I'm gonna let him speak, but I want to show you how this man on YouTube has been helping people for so many years and helping. So when you go to his channel, the MicDropBBQ, there's different tabs and you can click. There's video, shorts, live streams. He doesn't do too much of a post, like where he talks to his community and go and write down stuff, because he's a busy man, as you know. He's a private driver. He has a lot of private clients. But when he can, he comes up, to remind us that he's here, he's still alive, he's busy. And when you go to his playlist, I have also a playlist where you have different videos, different genre, different niche. And so when you go to his playlist, you can see he has playlists for so many different topics. He does candles, so he has candle making video. He has relationship material videos. He has the relationship podcast. He has what he used to do a lot was reviewing different channels, but he has stopped doing that. He wants more positivity. He has also videos playlist where he's helping people when it comes to car repair. So he has the cash rides, conversion techniques. He has the random video of life, the high demand life advice. He has the repair and maintenance, like I just mentioned earlier. He works on cars. He's a mechanic. He's an accountant. He does amazing things. Okay, let's do because I like positivity. Let's do the life advice. Does he have a lot of, yeah, he has a lot of them on that particular playlist. It's like 40 videos. Let's end on a positive note. Make moves, not excuses. Exactly. Yes. Amazing. Yeah. No more excuses. This is 2026 going forward. We're heading towards 2027 soon. Soon, soon, soon. So we're not making excuses anymore, okay? All right, let's listen to Jeff.
We all know them people out there that be making them excuses. And if you making excuses, you can't be making moves.
Exactly.
And if you ain't making moves, you definitely ain't making money. So watch who you listen to. If somebody's making money, listen to them, and you're going to end up making money. Somebody's making moves, listen to how they making moves, and you're going to end up making moves. But if you listen to somebody that's making excuses, guess what you're going to end up making? That's right. You're going to follow right in their footsteps. You become a product of what goes into your ear. So if you're sitting around listening to people's excuses all day, you're going to learn how to come up with some really good excuses for why you ain't getting things done. And that ain't me. I'm always getting something done.
That's right. Tell
What's up,
them,
y'all?
Jeff.
This is Jay Watts with Uber GPZ.
All right, no more excuses. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was amazing. Big shout out to all of you guys who've been here with me and have listened and have reacted and engaged. I truly appreciate you. Love you. This is Nia from Learn with Nia show. We elevate, we level up, we radiate, we rise, we glow, we shine our light bright, and we continue inspiring out there the masses and empowering victims of domestic abuse, survivors of toxic abuse. And we're just living our best life one day at a time, remaining grateful, staying positive, and operating on a high frequency level. Okay? Love you. I'm tired. Sleepy. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye, Juana. Mwah. Love you, sister. Yes, definitely. One person to listen and to follow. Yes, he's great. Bye. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Stay positive, okay? And keep counting your blessings.